Welcome everybody to Rock Hard Podcast. Tonight we've got a special guest, ThirdxTrick.
Hell yeah.
That's
What's
me.
up, man? That's you.
What's happening, fellas?
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us about your channel, what you got going on. You know, who
Oh,
the
well,
hell
I'm
are
a
you?
Virgo. I fucking hate the beach.
Don't know about hell yeah.
I'm a variety streamer on Twitch. Do a lot of horror games. Play a ton of Dead by Daylight because I fucking hate myself. I was a musician. I am a musician for a long time. Played in a lot of bands. So
Yeah.
That lets my chops, I guess.
You were the lead singer?
Yeah,
Very nice.
singer.
Screamer?
Saying it
Yeah.
loosely.
Yeah.
Obliterator!
I mean, Fortnite was his on the mic.
Yeah. So what was your most successful band?
It was a band called Villisca.
Yeah.
Melissa.
Villisca, if you ever want to check us out.
Where would we be able to find you?
It's on everything.
Nice.
We
Okay.
set it up for like a lifetime.
Nice.
It doesn't make any music, so who the fuck cares? Yeah, it was super fun stuff. Heavy as fuck.
How many
Oh, yeah.
did you make an album or did you make?
We did a short demo, and then we did a six track. It's not an EP. Yeah, it is an EP, I guess.
Yeah.
6-track EP.
20%. So, like, one of my favorite bands, Acid Bath. I don't know if you've ever heard of them before.
Great name. I've not heard of them. No.
Yeah, that's why. That's how my name is Acid, right? So it was Acid Bath
Okay.
00420 on Xbox first. It was my gamer tag, and then when I started streaming, I'm like, yeah, that's gonna be my name. So, right, typical gamer name. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
what an edgelord.
edgy dude, straight up. You know, have to advertise. Anyways, so then then it started changing. I ended up dropping it to just Acid, but I never dropped the 00420 because I was like a 00 agent of the 420s. It's all good, but then it became at one
430
point.
blaze it. Let's go.
Yeah, at one point I remember for like 2 days my shit was like Acid Games when I first started streaming, and then I was like, that has to change because it's stupid. And now look at me. So I don't even remember.
Full circle.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But anyways, Acid Bath. I almost forgot what the hell we were talking about. Like live, I was like, Acid Bath. They put out
420
a
got to you.
That's great.
dude straight up. And so they put out a couple albums, and then that's it. You know what I mean? Like their bass player died. They stopped making music. The record label's an absolute nightmare. And they all just went their separate ways. One of them went to Goat Horror, and Dax did his own shit. But the point is that their music is only like 2 albums, and it's forever because those of us who like listen to it will never stop. And for some reason, the albums always self-destruct when I have them on CD, so I have to rebuy them all the time. But now we're at the age of the MP3, right? So good luck.
I listened to it on the spoofy.
Yeah, the Spotify.
On that there Spotify.
I had to teach my mom Spotify recently.
That was fun.
That was a nightmare.
Fucking pain. Yeah.
It's a nightmare, and it's still going on. So I'll go in there. Everything disconnected.
I swear to God, I can't understand this Spotify.
But my mom still listens to not Discord. We're on fucking Discord. Pandora. That's the one.
Yo,
She was like, I don't have any more skips on Pandora. I was like, the fuck did you just say? You're
What?
using Pandora?
dude,
What
you
in the MySpace did you just say to me?
know, Spotify is super genius, right? Because they make their ads so fucking long, and they're like, for 30 minutes, you won't get any ads if you listen to this ad. And then after 30 minutes, it's like every 5 minutes, it's a 10-minute ad, or like 4 10-minute ads, and you're like, I'm just gonna pay the $9. It's all right.
I've had enough.
That's how you get them.
That's how you get them. You annoy them into giving you their money. Fuck, that's what I'm gonna start doing with my business. I'm just gonna annoy people into giving me their money. I won't even have to cut their grass. I don't think it works like that.
Instead of riding on the lawn, you just ride past the street like, hey, I'll cut your grass.
Do it at 5:30 in the morning, though. That's how you get them. Like, hey, I'll stop riding by at 5:30 if you let me cut your grass at 7:30.
I'm just trying to make things easier on you.
So, Third, to get to know you a little better on the podcast, I know you, but not a lot of people do. What do you do as a job?
I'm not well known.
Not a lot of people know me either, so it's all good.
No, I'm kidding. You say what do I do for a job?
Yeah.
I'm a behavioral therapist. I work with a population of children with autism.
Nice. That's amazing. Yeah, so my daughter has those. She has autism.
Okay.
Has praxia.
Actually, my stepson is being tested for it right now, so that's crazy.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big deal right now for sure.
Well, that's really cool, man. Look at you go. You're shining. You're glowing. You know, like a pregnant woman.
Yeah. I thought it was the shitty webcam, but you're right. You're right.
He's like, you're right. Absolutely.
You're right. However, I get it. How I can take it. You feel me?
So, what would you say like got you into music or metal?
Yeah, like what was your jumping off point? Like what started?
I literally had a music teacher in 6th grade who was like, "Do you want to borrow one of these guitars?" And I was like, "Frick yeah, brother!" I started from there. Like I learned how to play guitar, and then I learned how to play bass, and then I learned musical notation and joined choir and I guess school. Yeah. All the stuff I was doing in school.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. I would say school had a big part in it for me too, because I was in orchestra and I loved it. So I stayed in orchestra for 3 years and did all the instruments in orchestra. They were like, "You want to go to band?" I'm like, "Fuck band!" But it wasn't that. I loved string instruments, man, and they had all the cool ones in orchestra.
Well, plus you got to walk around a lot in band. And
yeah, fuck that.
No one wants to do that.
I'm too fat, you know. I can't be walking around burning calories like that, you know.
That drum weighs how much?
That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, music or school did it for me when it came to music and made me realize that I love string instruments, but I wasn't like great at string and singing. So when it came to like playing guitar, I could play guitar and teach myself guitar. And then it came to like trying to sing while playing guitar. Oh no. I don't know what it is, but my hand has to do what my voice is doing. And I don't know how to break my mind from it. It's just like why I'm having a problem playing the drums, because my hands and feet can't do the separate things. You know,
right.
They just can't.
Yeah, I can only play like 2 things on the drums, and it's just breakdowns.
Yeah, I could play a couple things, but it's real simple.
That shit's so easy.
Yeah,
it's like Paradise City and a breakdown.
I'm absolutely phenomenal at keeping a beat like on my legs and shit, like with my hands. You put sticks in my fucking hand, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't know what to do here.
Like I'll never forget, like my whole switch, because when I was a kid, and I've told this story before, but we're gonna hear it again because Third has not. When I was a kid, I used to listen to a lot of rap music. It was only rap music. That was it. Because where I was, that was all anybody listened to. You were like, there was like 3 kids who listened to rock music, and we didn't hang out with them. Wasn't because they listened to rock music, just because they didn't hang out with us, you know. But
right.
It was like a little bit of Marilyn Manson at first. Like the Dope Show got stuck in my head, and it was like the weirdest things that started happening, right? And I was singing it all day in school. I couldn't get it out of my head. Never actually listened to the fucking song. I heard someone singing it. It got stuck in my head, and then from there on out, it was like this whole like imagination and like it's Marilyn Manson. You know, I'm not supposed to like him. He's a weird fuck. And then I bought that album. Then Korn. It was Korn's Follow the Leader with fucking Freak on a Leash. Fell in love with that song. Limp Bizkit, right? And Limp Bizkit, the fucking nookie. And I just lost it from there. I just went, boom! And it was nothing but rock from there on out. And I was like, man, fuck this shit. And
I think nu metal brought a lot of people from like hip hop to like rock and metal and shit like that for sure.
And you know what it was too, is they incorporated a lot of hip hop undertones or things within their music, and really like, oh
Limp
shit.
Bizkit literally had Method Man on like a bunch of songs.
Yeah, I mean, it was literally
Oh, yeah,
rap
yeah.
rock, right? So, and
Right.
they were doing really good at that time. In their prime, they were the shit, man. You know what I mean? And then Papa Roach, you know, is another one that got me real good because I liked that whole rapping and rock shit. And then he just stopped doing that after one album, like completely, and I felt betrayed.
They're like, hey, look, we want to be on the radio right now. Do you see this mohawk?
Just not having it.
Like, I can't rap anymore. People are getting confused. All right.
I don't want to cut my life into pieces. I like my stepdad.
Dude, for real.
Cut my steak in 2 pieces.
How far does yours go back?
Was that?
Like getting into rock and then going from there, like.
Oh man, so fucking I started playing guitar when I was 5. My grandfather
Jesus.
Yeah. My grandfather used to play
OG.
back when he was in the Air Force and all. And he was in a band doing that. So like one day I remember I'm upstairs and I hear music coming from out of the basement. And I walked up to my grandma and I'm like, what is that? Where is that coming from? She's like, oh, your grandfather's playing his guitar downstairs. And I literally went downstairs, fucking sat in front of him, and that was it. I was like, dude, this is the coolest thing ever. And
that is the coolest thing ever, though. Honestly, when you're talking about your grandfather, like everyone's like, man, I wish my grandfather was cool.
I wish my grandfather did things.
Dude, my grandpa bought me my first electric guitar.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's no joke. He was all about it.
My grandfather, well, it didn't exist.
Oh,
So-
now we're sad.
So yeah, right. Well, it's been fun. But
The old dusty tramp.
yeah, no, but no, he was definitely one of those guys there to where he was like, it's cool and all that you want to play. He like went out. He took it the old school route though. He took me to fucking Walmart, got me the shitty first act guitar, and was like, you play this first. You know, if you excel at this, then we'll get you. You know.
Right.
So it literally it forced me to practice and all that other stuff. But hey,
He said, "We gonna see if you one of those quitting ones.
we gonna see if you's a quitter."
Do you pick it up and put it down?"
I could but no, like I started with listening to like, you know, because he was huge into the Eagles and Johnny Cash and the Monkees and the Beatles and all that other stuff. By the way, I don't know if you guys are into the Monkees at all, but Michael Nesmith actually passed away today.
Oh, I'm so sick of the 21 death. 2021 fucking death fest.
Yeah, but it's like I was telling Acid, man, like I grew up with all those freaking animal bands like the Eagles, the Monkees, the Beatles. Like,
And then I said the animals, and he said the animals.
What?
And I'm like, you know, House of the Rising Sun? And he's like, the animals.
I completely forgot. I was like, what? Yeah. Yeah. But no, it just like it progressed from there. Like I think honestly what got me into heavy metal was Ozzy. It was Ozzy 100%.
You know who else said that?
Who?
Danny Filth.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yep. When I asked, when I interviewed him, I said, you know, what got you into metal music? He's like, Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath.
Yeah, dude. Absolutely.
I think I watched that video on your channel, by the way.
Oh yeah, dude, I was fucking toasted. I was twisted, dude. That was when I was still fucking up in life. Like real bad.
Like the funny thing about that is like he was telling me the story of like how it all went down. And anybody can tell you a story, right? But he was like, no, like I'm serious, this shit happened. Here's the video. And I was like, oh my God.
It's
like,
on Acid's YouTube channel. Go look it up.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's the only like that's one of those situations where it would only happen to you if you were on drugs. And it did.
That's a good descriptor, by the way. Like, that's a category of life.
It is, dude. It is, man. Because like, yeah, it's ridiculous. Like you get like overconfident about something, and it just everything works out for you in the way you wanted it to, and it's like the most outlandish shit. And that's that experience. It'll probably never happen again. You know.
That's unfortunate.
It isn't. Well, it is and it isn't. It is and it
Well,
isn't.
yeah, it's awesome that you're not on drugs anymore.
Yeah, that's great.
You can't talk to Danny Filth anymore. Fuck.
like, hey, Danny, you remember me? Nope.
Yeah, so, like, I thought, man, I would put that up because I'm on his Instagram, you know?
Yeah.
So, he was posting something, and I had posted up that we met in St. Pete. I did the interview with him 2016. I was the only one that did. And there's no way he forgot that. Because I, like, literally told him as we were going up the stairs, I lied. Like, I'm not with the Revolver magazine at all. And he still did it. He was
That's
like, well,
awesome.
we got this
That's
fucking
cool
far.
shit,
Let's
man.
go. You know what I mean? And then yelled at me for smoking a cigarette. In the play, well, because in the venue, you weren't allowed to smoke cigarettes in the venue. So then they would get in trouble. So then he was like yelling at me to put it out.
That's the least rock and roll thing I've ever heard in my life.
They're businessmen at the end of the day, you know? Can't be doing nothing to
Yeah.
fuck
Look,
up your...
you made it this far and you lied your fucking ass off, but you will not smoke in here.
I don't care if you're a liar, but I will not deal with smokers.
But it was super metal that he yelled at me. I'm like, dude, I got fucked up. Danny Filth. Like,
I got scolded.
he's
Danny
like,
Filth cares about my health.
Put it out.
yeah, dude.
He gave me this Dare shirt. It was awesome.
It's fucked up because dude, someone asked me, like, why is it only 4 minutes? I'm like, because that's all I could tolerate. Like, I was going insane inside. Can't believe this is fucking happening. What the fuck should I do? I wasn't prepared to make it that far. So when I actually got to interview him, never done this before. So I had no idea what to ask. And then I was like tripping over my words, dude. So much. I'm drunk, high as shit. What the fuck?
Danny, do you like pumpkin pie or cherry pie?
Like, I think I was the most metal thing at that show that night because a YouTuber caught me outside, and it's on YouTube. It's do you know Cradle of Filth, right? They're these YouTubers from Florida and St. Pete that were out there that do this for each band that comes to town. Like, do you know about this band? And he interviews people in the line. I'm outside, makeup's just fucked up. I think I look awesome. I look like a crackhead. He's like, we got into like something like, yeah, I sing. And my choice to sing looking like a scary goblin, fucking ridiculous with like a wife beater on, was Stone Sour's Bother in the middle of the street to show him that I'm a vocalist or whatever. I was way too fucked up for this shit. And all this is on YouTube.
Had you been sober, you would have chose Black Hole Sun.
Had I been sober, none of this would happen. I'd have been watching the show inside.
Right.
I missed the entire show because of it. But 2 videos are on YouTube from that night that had everything to do with me. One from me, one from the other YouTubers, and I'm in both of them. It's insane.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right.
It was epic.
like, and you could just tell too, like, fucking, like, if you actually watch the video, guys, fucking, he asks, he's like, so what got you into metal music? And Danny's just like, I'm sorry.
Like, what was
Speak
that?
up.
Well,
say again.
You know what's really fucked up, and this is hilarious at the same time, is one of the questions or one of the like statements I should say, I phrased so fucked up. And it came from, I walked into a Best Buy to get a Cradle of Filth album, Babylon, the one with Babylon AD on it or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was in the pop rock section. And I said, that's how you know a black metal band has made it, when they're popular enough to be in the pop rock category. So my thing to him was like, you took like black metal and turned it into something else so much that they put you in the pop section. What I ended up saying to him is that he turned it into pop music. That was not what I meant. I am the
Dude,
worst
that's how I got
interviewer.
punched by Danny Filth. It was
Yeah.
wild.
Hey.
I got a restraining order by Danny and Phil, you know.
Do you guys know Fit for an Autopsy?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I played a show with them.
What?
Humble brag. I played a show with them, and they were like, for some reason, when we did sound check, everything was fucked up. So I just did sound check for like 25 minutes.
Oh.
And my voice is getting super hoarse, and I just didn't want to do it anymore. So I was just doing Cookie Monster sounds. And people were just like, everyone in the crowd was laughing real hard. We play our set, super awesome. Fit for an Autopsy comes up, and the vocalist is like, I'm not going to do any impressions. I'm not some kind of fucking comedian like other bands. And then they just play their set, and I was like, that's me. He's talking shit about me.
I'm that asshole. It's me.
I'm the comedian.
Oh, dude.
Hell yeah.
Dude, I had such a different experience than you when it came to getting into music, by the way. I never had anyone pushing me towards like progressing music. I was just super into like Hendrix and Zeppelin and like all the 60s rock stuff.
Yeah, man.
Like my first guitar was a hollow body, like a semi-hollow, you know?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I had one of those.
That's how you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this dude came over to my house. Someone in my chat might know. This guy named Nathan Tillery came over to my house, and he's like, "You got to hear this album." And it was, "The Devil Wears Prada." Dogs Can Grow Beards All Over.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
If you didn't know, they like they're an hour away from my house. Like that's where they started.
Right.
Oh shit.
Nice.
All their like Wikipedia shit says Dayton, Ohio, or something like that. They're actually from Connorsville, Indiana. Just throwing that out there.
I knew you were. Dude, I heard you say you were in Indiana a long fucking time ago, and I never forgot it. No,
My Twitter says I live in a cornfield.
Do you though? Do you live by one?
Pretty
Kinda.
much.
He's like, not gonna tell you.
Yeah, he played it, and I was just like, human beings can make that sound? What? Like my whole mind was blown. I was like, how do I play that?
What?
Yeah. And then it progressed. Someone showed me Job for a Cowboy, and I was like, I'm gonna beat up babies.
Job for Cowboy. Hell yeah. I saw the first time I heard them, I saw them live.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Like that was the first time I had heard Job for a Cowboy.
They played like
Whitechapel.
Entombment of a Machine, and you were like,
Well, I was ready for metal, you know, that day because it was at Mayhem, and like Mayhem was cool for me. Like the venue itself and the people that put all that shit together. Well, not the venue, but you know the whatever the fuck it was, the festival. Anyways,
Metal Mayhem Fest?
huh?
Metal Mayhem Fest? Is that what you're talking
Mayhem, yeah, Rockstars
about?
Mayhem.
Oh,
or whatever.
2009, yeah.
The reason I loved it is because you got to go there and see like 20 bands that day. You know what I mean? So I've seen like over 200 bands. It was just going to fucking Mayhem every year, right? But they were doing real shitty stuff and treating bands like ass. At one point, like I was telling him before, like Asking Alexandria didn't even have a fucking stage to play on. They had to play out of their tent. Like, kind of fucked up, you know?
Sucks.
Yeah, like they had Anthrax there that
I have a
night.
story about Asking Alexandria.
Oh, we want to hear it, dude.
Oh yeah.
We
for
want to
sure.
hear it.
Actually, I have two stories.
Hey, can you give me 2
So-
seconds? I actually have to pee real quick.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, thanks, man. Thank you.
This fucking guy, I swear. Every 20 seconds,
Door.
I got to
Let it
pee. Breaking
It's
the
like that
seal,
sometimes.
man. Hell yeah. Absolutely. Oh.
By the way, I love the Santa thing you guys did.
Oh,
That was pretty good.
Well, so the whole thing behind that is I called him. He was still working at the time, but I called him and I was like, "Look, you know, I love how we're getting more intricate with our fucking sketches at the top of the show. So what I was gonna do was." I was going to call him on Discord, have him answer, and I was already going to be in the Santa suit and be like, yo, this is what we're doing. But of course, he was working, so he didn't answer. So when he called me, I'm sitting here, and he's like, "So what are you trying to do for the top of the show?" And I was like, "I just took off the Santa suit, so now I got to put that shit all the way back on."
Yeah, I had like the premise of like what I thought should happen, and then like he put the filling in it, right? So I like made the crust, and he put the filling in the crust. I could have used a better analogy than that.
Like a nice cream pie. Yeah.
It's all right.
Cream pie, the whole idea, you know.
So I have 2 stories about Asking Alexandria. If you didn't know, Joey Sturgis, who records all the metalcore bands, period. Like every metalcore song you like, he probably did or had a hand in. He lived in Connorsville, which is it's about 40 minutes, half hour if you're driving like a maniac. It's about that far from my house, right? So I'm working at Best Buy at the time, and he comes in, and I'm helping, and I keep looking. I'm like, bro, you look so familiar. How do I know you? And he was like, I'm Joey Sturgis. He didn't say it like that. Like, that's what came off
I'm
my
so
head.
glad he didn't say it like that.
I was like, you are Joey Sturgis. And he had the singer from Icy Stars with him at the time, and I just didn't realize that.
What?
Icy Stars is like a very, you know who they are?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very soft,
Yes.
but still a good band.
Right.
Yeah. So he comes through, and I'm like, hey, man, I love every song I know of that you've ever touched. Touch me. No, bring someone in sometime. I would love to meet anyone who comes to the studio. Like, that's a super weird thing to say. And I feel like I came off as like a mega creep. He was like, yeah, I'm never, ever coming this way again. But he actually sent Asking Alexandria to Best Buy to meet me. And I wasn't working that day.
Oh, fuck.
Damn.
Yeah, it hurt.
That's
Everyone I work with got pictures with them, and like,
that
and then
sucks.
You should have
the
gone to work.
second one isn't better. So I'm going to Walmart one night with a couple friends, and this is back when I was like 17 and an asshole. I'm much better now.
About better.
It's all right.
So 17, huge asshole, and I'm like, I'm a deathcore kid, Whitechapel, and I'm walking through Walmart at like 1:30 in the morning because I live in a small town, and we just see these guys in like skinny pants, and they're all like, my hair, and we're just making fun of them, and like my buddy yells out to him, he's like, you look like a girl, and like they're not gonna do anything because they're like, we're Asking Alexandria, we pull in more puss than you could ever in your life.
Oh.
I feel like by the way, I'm sure you're okay with all the cussing and stuff.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Okay. They didn't say anything to us because they're on their way to be like multi-platinum artists and shit. So who cares about
Y'all motherfuckers sitting here yelling bullshit and asking
some ding-dongs in fucking Walmart. And then just later on MySpace, we found out that they had come through my town and like got pictures with people. I was like, oh fuck, I secretly like them a lot.
Their first album was insanely great.
It's very good. Very good.
It was crazy the stuff they were releasing when they first came to the States. And
it was crazy how young they were.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, motherfuckers aren't even 18 yet, and they're just like going, dude. Shit was crazy.
Like, I don't know if this one is as cool as, you know, hurtling insults at Asking Alexandria in Walmart or drunkenly interviewing Danny Filth, but I told him this story, dude. Fucking I'm from Baltimore, and Baltimore Soundstage is like where all the big bands come to. That in the arena. And I was actually really good friends with one of the security guards. Like, this chick was fucking dope as shit. And I'm walking past Soundstage one day, and she's like, "Hey, boy, come here." I'm like, "Okay." So I walk over. She's like, "What are you doing tonight?" I'm like, "Well, you, if I'm lucky." And she's like, "Boy, you know I don't even swing like that. Stop it." I was like, "All right." So anyway, she's like, "No, seriously, what are you doing?" she's like, "What are you doing tonight?" I was like, "Nothing. Why? What's up?" She's like, "You want to do security for Y&T?" I was like, yeah, like, sure I do. So she's like, "All right, meet me back here at like 7:30 tonight." So I get there, and I don't know why, but something in my brain told me that it was all bullshit. So I get there, and she's like, "All right, go get your vest and your walkie." I was like, "Oh, you were serious?" Like, oh shit. So literally I'm standing at the back door, and the next thing you know, fucking bus rolls up. Here comes Y&T. Fucking, for whatever reason, I decided to be that guy and, threw the old knucks out. And they all knuckled me and walked by like, "You're doing security tonight?" I was like, "Yeah."
That's me.
I'm the guy. So inadvertently just walking past one day, got to do security for Y&T. It was cool as shit.
Nice.
Yeah. I was like, "Yeah, I'm with it. I'm all right with it."
I've heard about people standing outside of like major concerts hours before they start to like get a pass if they help move shit in and stuff like that, help set up.
No, yeah.
I live way too far from anything to do that. It makes me sad.
You find
Right.
people that are like they're ready. They know their drill on what to do for a band and how to like get to like be there. I guess this was before DoorDash and all that. Their Uber Eats. Get them whatever the fuck they need. Because the same venue.
Fucking Ozzy Osbourne's no green M&Ms.
You know?
Yeah, right.
Like I met Wednesday 13 at the same venue that I interviewed Danny Filth at, and we were all talking out back and shit. And there's this guy who was like, his job was to get weed for Wednesday. And so he's gone for a while. All the other chicks are like sitting there talking or whatever, and they're all like hanging out, and everyone's friends. Somehow they know everybody. These people live in the same town as me. So this guy comes back, and he's like, "Could get the weed, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, this is crazy. Because I was also in a position to where I met a band, and the first thing the guitarist asked me to do was get him some weed, which I absolutely said, "Of course I will." Because you just don't say no to shit like that. Oh, it's just crazy, man. People just know the drill. They know what to do. They do this every day.
So let me ask you guys a question. I want to veer your show. I'm taking control.
Let's do
Yeah,
it.
you do. You go for it.
I'm the ball. What's the worst gimmick you've ever seen for like a local band live?
Oh.
Don't say any names. Obviously, we're not going to shame any bands.
Sure.
I'll go first, just so like you like maybe to give some context.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks.
You're welcome. That's what I'm there for.
So I played a show in Southern Indiana at this place called the Rhino House.
Mhm.
It was a pretty big deal, but like, God damn it, I don't want to sound like an asshole. Anyway, it was a pretty big deal for me because I like the venue. So this band comes up, they're the first band to play, and they're like, we talked to them before the show, like, "Oh, it's our first show, we're super excited." Like, "Oh, this is not going to be good for you, but okay, I want you to do well, brother. I'm rooting for you." So they get up and they have a whole routine planned, like a sketch in between every song. They know, like, they've just got like this banter back and forth scheduled. So, and it's nothing but like the vocalist, lead guitar player shitting on the drummer and the bass player is just like me. So like it, dude, it's one thing if you want to be like a comedy act as well as like musicians, you know, like Tenacious D fucking kill it. Weird Al, you know, there's like I can't think of any other examples, but I'm sure that everyone has like three or four at the top of their head. But you have to be funny.
Psycho Stick, yeah, there we go.
Psycho Stick.
Oh yeah,
for sure. But you have to be funny for that shit to work, and they weren't. It was bad.
It wasn't good.
And you know what? If you're a comedy band that's not funny, you better have great music. They didn't. It was so bad. Oh my God, I felt so terrible for them. No one's moving, no one's laughing, but they are fucking committed to the skit. They're not breaking they're not breaking heel. Like they are kayfabe all the way. Like to the end, down in flames. The ship was sinking, and they just rode it through. And I was like, you know what? I fucking appreciate that commitment.
That's respect, man.
I hope that all their material gets better.
Yeah.
I want to see them again.
Listen, I just hope they improve.
If their music sounded as good as their commitment, they would be huge.
Huge.
It was hard because I've played shows where no one moved and no one cared about my band. Right. That's something you just deal with as a musician. Yeah. But like I've never tried to be funny on stage and everyone was like like it's never been the case.
And then you keep going.
Always fun.
You know what I mean? Like you keep doing it. I would just at one point be like, let's just play
music. Yeah, like hey, we're done with this.
Yeah.
This is our last song.
We bombed. You know, I don't have any stories like that because like I've seen like some gimmicky bands, but they've all been pretty decent, pretty good. Yeah. The only one that I can think of is not it is a gimmick. It's not really though. They were just, to me, was the worst place for them to showcase their metal talent. The Battle of the Bands that I was at was just it was all the same music, but like same type of shit. None of it was Christian per se, like 100%. And this band got up there and they were like gospel-y preaching the word it through metal, and I'm just like, I think you've lost everybody because everyone was like, God damn, like no one wanted to be mean to them because they were cool guys, you know what I mean? But we're just like, that's not it, coach, you know? That's as
nobody wants to be mean to the guy who's talking about God and wanting to like save your life and shit, but like, did you know?
Yeah, you know, you don't want to be the guy that's like, that doesn't belong here. Like, you don't want to be that asshole, but that's like as far as I got. What about you, Eagle? Any weird?
I don't. Honestly, yeah, like you said, I don't think I've had any moments like that.
Yeah, Trick, you're lucky. You gotta know how lucky you are to have that story, because
everybody that I've ever known or played with was actually like I don't mean to sound like a dick, but everybody I knew was like actually good. Like nobody's like.
Hey, look, I wasn't in the band. Yeah. I was just playing the show with.
You know what's fucked up though? What's crazy is when I played that Battle of the Bands, we waited like all day there to go on as late as possible because we're like, headliners go on last. So we went on second to last, so we felt better about ourselves. But like we only had like a couple people there. I had 200 CDs I made that night, sold every CD, had people in there that were mouthing the words to my songs that I didn't know. And I was really confused because I mean I was putting the music like on everything I could fucking put it on and trying to reach everyone in the fucking area, and it was working obviously. So when I saw that I was like, that's awesome, which meant a good start, and I guess that's when my band decided, fuck him. We're out, we call it quits, bye-bye.
Oh, the pain.
Oh no, you know that actually happened to me almost every time. And that's why I was like, you know what? I got so mad the last time that I sold all my shit. I sold all my equipment. I got to keep all the equipment that everyone left me with. And I sold it all because I was so mad. I was done forever. I would never do music again, which is an absolute lie. because I love music, right? But that's what, stopped me of like pursuing the band shit. Because I said, if I have to keep relying on assholes all the time, nothing's ever going to get done because people like always let you down. You'll like,
it sucks.
you'll put commitment, you'll put money, you'll put everything on the line, and everyone benefits from it, and they still let you down.
Like, I mean, so the only, I guess it falls into that category. Like, the only example that I can think of is we had a show one time, and one of our friends, his name is Corey Garrison. Corey, if you watch the show, bro, I had to fucking throw you out there.
Doesn't.
But like yeah, that's
No,
not
just
true
it's
at
just
all.
a joke, dude.
He's like, he doesn't. but no, fucking like we asked him one time if he would, introduce us, like get the crowd hyped and all that shit. So his idea of that was to go up there and try to roast us. And I was like, oh my God. I'm like, here's the assignment and here's you. So like he gets done and we come out, crowd's going crazy. Before we even played a note, I was like, I don't know what that just was, but if you guys paid any amount of money to get in here, you're well within your rights to go and get it back. And everybody just died. I was like, okay, thank God. But yeah, that's literally the only thing that I can think of. Like I said, I don't think I've ever had that awkward to where it's just like, the first band gets up there and then they come out. How did we do?
You
sure did.
You did it.
Well, I got a question then for both of you. Have you guys ever, like, saw a band, right? Could be cover band, could be whatever, and they were playing music, and then they get off stage, and you are so either drunk or whatever the fuck or mad that you tell them how much they sucked and why to their face? While trying to be nice about it?
Well, I have like this weird story that might fall under what you just asked, and I've told this on stream before, but I will tell it here because this isn't my stream.
Let's do it.
So there used to be this place in Ohio called Beaver Creek, and it had this venue called the Attic. I love the Attic. The Attic was super dope. I saw a bunch of really awesome bands there. I played a show with Blackville Brides.
What?
Nice.
Yeah. I'm not bragging. I hate them. I actually fucking hate their guts.
You know what? They kind of shock me sometimes, but for the most part, I agree with you.
I wouldn't say I'm a fan, but I honestly don't understand all the hate they get. But
I do, but at the same time, their music is.
I'm going to tell you why I don't like them, but I'm totally cool with anyone being into their music because that doesn't hurt me. It doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
I want everyone to love the things that they love as long as no one's getting hurt.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So, we play a show. Before the show, they have like this green room area, and all the bands just share the space together. And we're all trying to use the bathroom because there's just one bathroom, and the dudes are like, "Get out! We need the bathroom. What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm trying to poop, bro. That's what, pre-show poop. What do you do?" They go in there and they start doing their eyeliner and straightening their hair and doing like these weird makeup line things, and like I'm super not into it. And I'm like, bro, you guys are the fucking like. Okay, so the lead singer, like just bullies his way in, and he like called me. He's like, "Go away, Fruity," and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, so it's like, yeah,
That's how we're playing the game right now. So I crop dusted him and walked out because I still had to poop.
You got kicked out like for real. Like, You couldn't even
of
poop?
the bathroom.
What?
Yeah,
That's
like
fucked up.
You got kicked out of a bathroom by Andy Beersack. Like, hey man, fuck out of here.
Badass
yeah, like
motherfucker.
trying to do my makeup. I was like, why? You have so much time.
Why?
And it's like he just wants to go like sit at the corner of the stage and make all the girls go, that's him, my Johnny's tingling, that's him. And like whatever, man. Like I respect your hustle. They clearly they did something and made 1 million people love them. So like, and I never did. So I respect the hustle,
Right.
but fuck you, buddy.
Like sometimes, like to me, like for the most part, I'm not a fan. But sometimes they come out with songs that I'm like, oh, that's actually an enjoyable song. Oh, that sounds like something that would be cool. But then their look contradicts everything that they do because you're like, wow, that looks like that looks super emo. You look crazy. You got these feathers hanging out of your fucking hair. You got these lines in your like. I don't know what this is. And then the music is like sometimes contradicts it, but for the most part, wasn't that great. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I didn't understand him.
100% they were trying to be the new age Motley Crue. Like that's how, Nikki Sixx and fucking, Nick Mars and all them were dressing back in the day. So it's like, if they even tried to lie and say that they didn't take inspiration from Motley, it's like, have you seen you? Like, look at you.
To quote Jim Carrey in Batman and Robin, you know what the difference is between you and him? Showmanship.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah,
that's pretty much
they
it.
put on a show.
Yeah, I think the one thing that I can't stand is when like people get to the point where they made it in their mind, so now they're the shit and it doesn't stink and everyone else can go fuck themselves. Like I hate that attitude mentality. Like that shit right there will ruin a person for me real quick.
Yeah.
Fucking Franz from Attila.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. That's him basically, like summed up. Everyone knows it too. I'm not like being hateful towards him.
Right.
Like he knows he's a huge dickhead.
Right. So we didn't I wish we were doing the news about 10 months ago, right? Because I just read something recently, like 9 months ago, Chris Adler from Lamb of God quit Lamb of God and says that the band was a toxic place to be. And he's glad he fucking left. And I'm like, what? And I never heard anything about that.
They released a DVD.
Yeah. Philadelphia one?
And like, yeah, dude,
Yeah.
I fucking love it. It's so good.
Yeah, I remember the fight.
I had that shit in high school. And like they showed David Randall Blythe as being like one of the most just insufferable people to be around all the time.
Be drunk and then do some fuck shit. They got into a fight and all that stuff. But I was thinking like, okay, well then after all that happened, it seemed like, you know what I mean? You didn't really hear anything else. And then it's like, apparently that didn't change. You know what I mean?
He joined back with Burn the Priest, didn't he?
I do not know. I thought Burn the Priest was just Lamb of God before they changed their name.
No, they had a different vocalist at one point too.
All right.
But they just released an album in like 2018, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it wasn't long.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool. But
like no one knows about it.
Can't blame quarantine for that one.
Another speaking of like alcohol and doing weird shit and being in a band.
Hell yeah.
Kings of Leon, right? Did you ever like know anything about this band? Like
no.
Under just the surface of them that they made music or whatever?
Just heard about them. That was it.
Insane story. You know what I mean? They're like these kids that live in like this shantytown trailer park back in the woods, in the fucking backwoods of like some religious compound. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Right. So these motherfuckers are like sheltered, all about God, like all that shit shoved down their fucking throats, right? And then they start a band, and the band is pretty good. And then they venture out, and they start playing shows, and they get on the road, and he starts drinking and doing drugs, sex, drugs, rock and roll, not rugs. No one was selling rugs.
He was smoking rugs.
He was
it was
smoking
crazy.
Well, anyways,
smoking bed
he
bugs.
was just drinking all the fucking time. And when the music started out, I really liked it because it was like dirty. It was weird. It had some folky like undertones to it, but it was like some weird like rebellious ass music that was pretty fucking dope. And it wasn't like anything else at the time. And it wasn't like anything that they ended up being, right?
Yeah.
Well, anyways, so he's writing songs, and some of the songs he doesn't remember recording. So he was always fucking drunk. Always drunk, fucked up. This is why all the music sounded the way it did and why he sang the way he did. Sometimes you're like, God damn, that's real dirty vocals. It's because he was just wasted and didn't know what the fuck he was doing. And then the music changed. And it was because he got sober, completely quit, got sober, and they just kept going. And they didn't apologize for any fucking thing.
What's the song they do? I'm trying to think.
So they do Use Somebody, right? They did that. That one got really big. They got Sex on Fire.
I could use somebody.
Yeah. And then Sex on Fire. That was real big.
Okay.
Yeah. But before that, they had songs in like Cloverfield and shit. Like Aha, Shake, Heartbreak. And dude, amazing songs.
Oh,
Some of them are really
wow.
fucked up. Yeah. They are really dope. And I would say if you have some time, listen to their early shit. If you haven't, check them out a little bit. They're fucking awesome. You know? And even their like change, it wasn't the same. The music changed a lot, but I respect it. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't stop your hustle.
Right.
You straightened your shit out because you can only go so far like that, you know? And 2 or 3 of them are brothers. Yeah, they're pretty crazy.
Nice.
Thought I'd bring that up real quick because, yeah, that's just it's an amazing story, and it's hilarious and like, oh, glad that changed. You know what I mean?
Sorry, my dog farted, and I was like,
Oof.
"Did you?"
Did you shit
I was
everywhere?
real concerned.
There's got to be a turd on the floor.
Dog farts are scary because when they happen, you really think there's dog shit laying there.
It's just
Right
not
under your
good.
Yeah, she's a pit bull, so it's like
Nice.
everything coming out of her anus is pure
Yep.
evil.
Yeah.
The
Yep.
devil, dude.
I have 2, man. Yeah, I can relate.
Satan
Not good.
rears his ugly head out of that asshole.
Let's do a positive thing. So,
Yep.
this is my favorite thing to do to find new bands,
Mhm.
and this is a good opportunity to have some make comments.
Mhm.
What's a band that's like on the cusp of blowing up that you want more people to listen to?
And you heard him leave a comment down below of your
Read
answer.
it down.
Leave them comments. For me, now I'm pretty sure they've done most of the work, but like as far as being super huge, as a local Maryland band, In Dying Arms. These guys are just
I love In Dying Arms.
dude, nice. Hell yeah. Fucking right. Yeah, dude. Actually, I was friends with the guitarist for quite a while. Met Orion a handful of times. But what really got me into them is when they did that song with Ryan Kirby from Fit for a King. What was it? Oh shit.
It's right on the tip of his.
It's so on the tip of something.
It's on the tip.
It's on the tip. But no, I was like a huge Fit for a King fan. So, yeah, I would love to see them just kill it. I mean, they already do, but you know what I mean.
Mine is anything Dax Riggs is doing. I feel like he's way underappreciated. This was the lead singer of Acid Bath. After Acid Bath, he came out with a whole array of fucking shit. Solo projects, Dead Boy and the Elephant Men, Agents of Oblivion, and I think he's a fucking genius on top of the fact that he's insane. Probably from LSD, but you know, fuck it, dude, because his music is great. He's amazing, and he's been doing music for so fucking long. We're talking like since 90 fucking 3. You know what I mean? And like he's still at it, and he's not really making it where he needs to go. One of his songs, matter of fact, was on that iZombie show. That's
Yeah.
in the line.
Oh, yeah.
I'm already dead. Yeah, that's him, and I think he needs to be huge because he's fucking amazing, and he needs to get more attention. And It's almost like he was shadow banned in life. Like, it just never got the attention. Like, Acid Bath was an amazing sludge metal band, and they never got, like, that big, you know what I'm saying? But they were amazing, dude.
Hell yeah.
Crazy.
Right.
Crazy.
So, there's these two guys in Michigan. They have like a studio project, right?
No.
And like the guitar player, he's a producer. He's done shit with Asking Alexandria. The singer, he was in Attack Attack right at the end of their last few tours and shit.
Mm.
They're a group called I'm Abomination. They have 5 albums, I think, and they're all just fantastic. Like, I highly suggest you guys like make a note, look up I'm Abomination. It's fucking, and I don't use this term very often, fire.
I use it constantly.
Like, everything they've put out has been so good. It's so good. I backed them on Indiegogo for their newest album.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Okay, found him.
At the end of my YouTube videos, like the higher produced ones, the song that plays is one of their songs. It's called "Rockin' No Soul." It's so good. Like, it gives me chills thinking about it. Plus, the window's open and it's freezing outside.
You want my hat, dude?
I should have worn my nightcap.
I was gonna say I got a Santa hat.
I'm wearing it all month for Christmas.
I'm even gonna sleep in it.
No.
I'm gonna put lights in my beard.
Yeah,
for a Christmas stream.
My fiance wants me to do that, and I'm just like, nah, I'm not feeling it. She wants me to do the whole ornaments and lights and shit, and I'm like,
somehow shit gets caught. You have to cut it out. Not worth it.
No, I'd be very upset.
That's a lot of work and slightly terrifying.
I'd be very upset. All right.
Start getting electrocuted, but it's attached to your beard. What do you do?
It's on my face.
Looks like he's having a seizure.
So here's a question for you guys. What is the most like brutal show that you guys have been to? Like the pit-wise, like absolute most brutal show.
Go ahead.
Because I've got 3.
I have a couple, but one it's hard to bring up things when you forget what the band was that did it. Because again, it was at Mayhem that this happened, and I forget what the band is. Everybody knows it, and as soon as I say it, I'm like, oh, I think it was All Shall Perish.
Nah, I got a story about that. Remind me.
I believe that's who it was, and if that's it, they're sons of bitches. But because anytime you tell people to like fuck other people up in the audience,
oh yeah,
that's terrible. Because there's someone that's gonna do that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's. I hate that.
Can't stand it. Can't stand that shit. Because one of the local bands that I love is Crossbreed. They were fucking amazing. But anyways, I was at their show. Well, I was at the Mindless Self-Indulgence show. They were opening up, and they were like, "Hey, if you see somebody smaller than you, punch them in the face." And I was really upset because
that's different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that was the other one was even worse because they were encouraging violence like that as well. Well, so I was with my friend Shannon, who was a chick and she was short. So, all fists just came flying in this direction. So I just got pummeled. You know what I mean? I just fucking took it. And then I got kicked in the head. All sorts of shit. Anyways, when that stopped, the music was great, everything was cool. But I hate that shit. That shit's, and when you said brutal, I mean, you mean like brutally violent? This is,
yeah, just like absolutely brutal, yeah.
Well, All Shall Perish did some shit like that as well. I'm almost positive that's who it was. And it pissed me off to the point where I'm like, I don't give a fuck how good your music is. I don't like you.
Yeah.
I don't think you should try to get people to get hurt.
Right.
Like when you're saying you want to see people drug out on stretchers and shit, that's an issue.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Yeah. I'm not a snowflake or anything, but I just don't think that's okay, dude.
Yeah, because it's not what it's about. Like, like people who I get. Okay, I'm all for being caught up in the moment. You're into the song or whatever. The crowd's just feeling it. You're into, but intentionally fucking crowd killing just for the sake of being that guy. Nah.
Yeah. So those are my two brutal.
Okay. I have one it's a little bit more positive. Because my mind, when you said brutal, my mind was like, "Oh, fucking heavy moments." Yeah, let's fucking talk about that.
We can talk about that too, matter of fact, though. So,
So do you know who Slaughter to Prevail is?
yeah,
Yes.
those
I
crazy
fucking hope
Russian
so, because
bastards, man.
Alex Terrible he's God, actually,
He's also
in Russian form.
He's also gonna kill your food.
It's fine. He can have it. So my buddies play this show with them, and I just went along because why the fuck wouldn't I?
Yeah.
I get to go see Slaughter to Prevail for free. And I saw Cannibal Corpse, but that wasn't as cool as I thought it was going to be.
They live in my town.
Oh, yeah, because they're from... Yeah. I don't want to dox you. I feel weird.
Florida. Tampa. South Tampa, to be exact. If you look up Port Tampa, that's right in my area.
So, Alex Terrible, I'm not really sure how tall he is because he glows and like you can't see his actual physical form. He gets on stage and does Demolisher. And it's the most terrifying religious experience of my life. Because like that... And like it sounds like Russian Latin backwards. I'm just like, oh, my soul, you're taking it. and then he just hits it with Demolisher. And like he hits a sonic boom on his chest, clearly, because the whole crowd's like, dude, it's the heaviest. Like the whole crowd is like, I don't even want to mosh. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck. And like, oh my God, everyone's going crazy. And everyone shit their pants. And I just, it's
sounds like a GG Allen
if you
concert.
get a chance. Oh, that's nasty. If you get a chance to see Slaughter to Prevail, take that immediately.
100%. Yeah, I would definitely see them live for sure. They're fucking crazy. They're crazy art.
So my three are Dying Fetus when I saw them, Chelsea Grin, and then when I saw the Sworn Enemies tour, which was Amir and the Acacia Strain.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my God, that show was like my first introduction to just how brutal shit can get, because freaking Amir was playing, and when I say when I say the guy in front of me who spinning back fisted the guy next to me who was not so big, like the guy in front of me was the definition of built like a brick shithouse. Like my man couldn't put his arms down. Like I'm that fucking big. Like for whatever reason, little guy behind him started to go extra fucking nuts because Amir had come on, and they were playing that song, fucking R2 Deep Throat, and oh dude, and for whatever reason, little guy behind him just starts wailing as hard as he can on like near this guy's back and like the top of his neck and all, right? Okay. Well, you ever heard the term like I hit him so hard he fell like a ton of bricks or a sack of potatoes?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So I somehow, over the music, was able to hear this wee man hit the floor so loud that there was an audible thud, and fucking he just turns around, right? And he got tired of getting wailed on, so he turns around and just, whoom, spinning back, fisted him straight in the fucking side of the temple. My man just, bow. I was like, oh shit. I was like, he's down, he's dead. Help.
Send help!
You know that scene
911!
from Wayne's World when Garth's trying to get into the show? He was like, "Excuse me,
Yeah.
you little nerd."
Yeah.
Yo, it was so fucking like it looked like the dude was just shot. That's how hard he fell. I was like, bro, he killed him. He like, yeah, my man's dead. Like, get the man a Snuggie. He's fucking asleep. Help me.
Saw a girl beat
Yeah.
the shit out of a guy like that. Like, well, not like that, but like she was mad and she was like 90 pounds and he did something to her and it pissed her off and she just started wailing his face. And I think
Yeah.
it scared him because he didn't do anything. Like, he didn't even try to go anywhere. Like, he was so shocked. He just stood there. Like, I
Yeah.
was like, holy fuck,
Please
dude.
stop punching me.
Yeah. God, lady, chill out, Aaron.
Like and the other one, so Chelsea Grin is just like straight up brutal anyway. But for the Dying Fetus show, fucking they decided to do a Wall of Death. And keep in mind that Soundstage is it's a club. So you can only go so far. So, you know, when you're making fucking impact, you're making impact, you know what I mean? And for whatever reason, little bitty homegirl decided to stand in the middle and was very brave for whatever reason. And, you know, singers on stage, he's like, hey, when this shit hits from the left to the right, you guys fucking swarm, blah, blah, blah. And we're like,
Wall of Death.
okay. You know, so fucking he's like 1, 2, 3. And
She died.
rumor has it that girl was never found because bro,
She was hit so hard she disintegrated.
dude, like I've never seen so many bodies. Like she was just gone. I was like, what the fuck happened to her? Where you go?
All that was left was a little bit of fairy dust.
Like, what happened?
Bro, I've
Yeah,
been caught in a situation to where I wasn't trying, like I was tired as fuck and I'd been in a pit like earlier and I was not trying to get back in and I was so zoned to what was going on that I didn't realize what was happening all around me. And by the time I realized what was going on, I looked around and I'm in the middle of this huge circle. Huge. It was
Yeah.
like the biggest I'd ever seen. It was 3 of them like in one. And everyone just starts, and I was like, no! I felt like I was going to die at that moment because I was really, really fucked up and tired.
Oh shit! Here we go again.
Oh shit, I'm finna die.
I don't want to be here.
Oh, dude, there was some big motherfuckers in that motherfucker that night too. So I was getting, and I'm trying to get out. Ah! Blam! Blam! No! Like, it was terrible.
Yeah, like for real. Like I think no bullshit. Like the biggest. Okay, let me say this the right way. The biggest human experiences that I've ever seen before have been at the Amur show and when I went to go see fucking As I Lay Dying. Like, it's like fucking every gym that you could think of busted open, and here came every 400-pound meathead that you've ever seen. And it's like,
Fucking Tim Lambesis, bro. Yeah,
like,
sorry.
dude, who the fuck made you? Where did you come from? Like, fucking just massive fucking dudes. It's like, okay, I'm gonna stand way over here.
Do you know about their vocalist?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I fucking
I don't.
hate that guy so much.
I don't.
You don't
tell
like
me.
Tim?
So Tim Lambesis, the vocalist of As I Lay Dying and Austrian Death Machine.
Yeah.
He was on like this roid rage trip and paid an assassin to
Oh yeah,
kill
no,
his
I know all about
ex-wife.
that. Yeah,
Oh yeah, we
did a-
know.
We
Okay.
did a
Yeah.
segment about that.
Okay. Okay. Shit, my bad.
No,
yeah,
you're good.
I fucking hate that guy.
Well, you know what? We like
Because
He
of
said
that,
we-
you hate him?
Yeah, I have real trouble separating the art from the artist.
Isn't it possible that someone can be a piece of shit and then not be a piece of shit?
like change.
Probably, but he paid to have someone come into his ex-wife's house while his kids were there to kill her.
Yeah, no, I know, and it sounds, and I know it's really bad. What I'm saying is, like, it's possible that a person has a really bad moment.
Absolutely
You know what
right.
I mean?
I
they have
wish
to
him
pay
nothing but the
forever?
best. Don't
Right,
get me wrong.
right.
I don't like him,
No, I get
and
it.
I
I
just
get
don't.
it.
Yeah.
Right, I just don't want to support his music after that because of
Gotcha.
that.
True. Nice.
Yeah.
I feel you. Well, it's like mindless self-indulgence, so with me. So, yeah. Did you hear about that?
That one in particular song about trees.
What do you mean?
That's news.
I don't want to say it out loud.
One song about trees. No, but it
Uh,
is another song about 5-year-old panty shot.
No, I've never heard of this. Okay.
Okay, so I loved this band. Okay, when I first heard them, I was hooked. It was on the Tight album, remade Method Man song. You know what I'm saying? Just insane. I thought they were great, and I've loved them forever. Seen so many shows, went to so many lives, supported the shit out of their music. So there was somebody else, and I forget his name, being exposed for being like a pedo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he was caught at a pedophile party hosted by Jimmy Urine from Mindless Self-Indulgence. That's how they got brought in, right? And like they were telling like people that they were trying to get in the band or whatever that they had to be cool with being in a band of pedophiles. You know what I'm saying? And then I was like, I never looked up the words to Panty Shot, but they're like the song Panty Shot is extremely like suggestive about panty shot on a 5-year-old girl. And then you look up the lyrics and it really seems like it's talk. And then there was a statement that came out by them saying it was an anti-pedophilia song. And I'm like, this isn't like Blink-182's Adam song where they make a song about someone killing themselves and it's against, like, you don't make a song about pedophilia and then be like, it's against pedophilia. Like, that's just not how shit works. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the fact that he had pedo parties and shit like that. And then there was like some statement from like his sister that he raped her daughter and that's why they don't have anything to do with him and whatever the fuck. Shit like that I can't fuck with. You know what I'm saying? Like 100% can't fuck with that. So I'm
gonna post something in the Discord call.
Sure.
Or in the chat.
Oh no, so that wasn't like I didn't care like that wasn't a problem because it wasn't like the word wasn't the issue because of the meaning, right?
Right.
It wasn't about being racist. You know what I mean?
I totally get that, and like I appreciate that there's like there is deeper meaning to the song. Maybe I just don't know that it was his place to make that art. You know?
Sure, but now and you got to figure they're in the scene of New York, and at that time in New York they were really big, and they took influences from hip hop and like redid Method Man, redid Lottie Dottie, and they didn't change a word. You know what I mean? Like, at all. But they were really, like, fucked up in a sense with shit. They made fucked up songs, and they didn't block out, they didn't censor it. It wasn't about censoring. But that wasn't the problem. The problem is the real fucked up shit, you know? And I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. You know what I mean? But back then as well, people weren't so up their fucking asshole like they are now. Like, you could never get away with any of that. Like, even Marilyn Manson. He has a song that has that word in it, but it's not a racist song. But you couldn't even have that word in anything anymore. You know what I mean? Like, you can't make art. You know, it has to be under a certain guideline. You know, but yeah, no, it's the pedo shit that was the problem with him. You know what I mean?
I didn't even know about that. Holy shit.
I didn't either, and it was only because another guy was getting exposed that Jimmy Urine got exposed at the same time with me, and I'm like. So then I looked into it, and it just kept getting worse and worse, and I was like, "Oh, fuck me, dude."
By the way, I posted a picture from one of the concerts we played, and we played with In Dying Arms in Southern Indiana.
Oh, dude!
I wanted you to know, like, I really do love In Dying Arms.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! That's awesome, dude. Fucking right.
We blew the windows out at that venue.
Hell yeah,
we had these bass drops. in some of our songs, and we just made this new one, and we were like, bro, we're gonna pop someone's fucking eardrums, and no, we destroyed thousands of dollars worth of windows.
Now that's fucking metal.
That's
dude.
metal. Hell yeah, that's cool shit.
Yeah. He hit the trigger pad and it was like, boom.
I think that's a good
Nice.
segue into one of my questions that I had, and I've held it for a minute. Right? What's the loudest band that you've ever seen?
Oh. Hey.
Good one.
Probably As I Lay Dying. Like they were loud as shit.
Mine's Combi Christ.
But I would also
Dude,
I would
what a good reference, by the way. I haven't thought about Commie Christ in
forever.
yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah, but I'd also have to say probably the Sworn Enemies tour when it was Amur and Akasa. Like I definitely walked outside and was trying to have a conversation with somebody who was literally right here and was like, "What?"
Dude, Combi Christ.
So, like-
oh my bad. Good.
Okay. I mean, when you're in an inside venue, every band is so loud.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
like if you're in a small venue at the same time, like, bro, you're done. You can collect disability now because you're legally deaf.
Yeah, it's yeah.
But I went to Metal Mayhem 2009, and Mastodon played that year, and they are legitimately the loudest band I've ever heard. This was the concept album about them being swallowed by the whale. I can't think of the name of it.
Okay.
The belly of the whale.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they're so loud, like you can hear their drummer. Like I'm at the back of the stadium, and you can hear the actual drummer just fucking banging on those cymbals and shit like that. And like I can hear him actually, and then I can also hear like the mic.
Yeah.
Like it's the most ridiculous shit I've ever heard.
Nice.
Sorry.
Bro,
Yeah,
Combi Christ, when I saw them, why they were so loud is because I've been to concerts inside or whatever where it's super hard to communicate with somebody, right? I have never been to a show that while the music was playing, everybody, and no matter how loud you yelled, you were mute. You couldn't hear, you mute. You were mute.
Well, I mean,
Like,
that's
exactly what it sounds like. It's fucking crazy, dude.
so when I saw Ghost, the Deftones, and Avenged Sevenfold, when I saw them at the arena,
What a good show.
yeah, it
I'm
was
so jealous, dude. It's the thing.
it was a great show. And let me tell you what, fucking, so you're thinking it's an arena tour, right? You're like, certainly, no, like I completely agree with you. Like my buddy is sitting right next to me, and they started the show with Shepherd of Fire. And when the first fucking note that, and I was like, I went to say to him, "This is fucking amazing." And what I heard was, "Whoa!" Like I couldn't hear a fucking thing.
See, that's normal, right? To expect, like, to not be able to, but you can still hear yourself saying something. At the Combi Christ show, couldn't hear yourself in your own head whatsoever. You didn't hear nothing.
Yeah.
Was done with.
Right.
It was the craziest thing I've ever experienced, dude. Because of those fucking like industrial fucking lows that are like insanely loud. Just mute. Every
Why do
other
I have
sound.
tinnitus?
Combi
Never
Christ is
wear
amazing
fucking-
live, dude.
Well, I never wore like hearing protection at any concert I've ever gone to.
Nah.
And I've been like, please let me be one with this speaker.
And now I work outside with lawnmowers and blowers and shit, and I don't wear any protective earwear like an idiot.
Yeah, like it's so okay. So it's so different from being out into the crowd and then being up on stage. I had no idea how much I absolutely fucking loved having in-ears, playing live, and not having in-ears. Like, there's nothing worse than being on stage trying to hear your fucking solo part over the rest of your fucking band and fucking it up because everything's so goddamn loud you can't tell if you're on key. Like, that shit got on my nerves so much. So then when I finally got in-ears, I was like, I will never play another show without them.
It's a whole different world.
Yeah, for real. For real.
We have a click track? What?
I can hear me?
Holy
No
shit.
way.
Bro,
That's
like
insane.
when you brought up Mastodon,
Mastodon.
recently that song Tear Drinker is I can't get it out of my fucking head. Like, period. I just can't. That song is fucking
I haven't listened to their
bomb.
last album.
I don't know what
I haven't listened to him.
he doesn't fuck with Mastodon.
Not a fan.
Like I like all that I like that progressive style of fucking music. They're badass. They remind me of like not exactly, but they remind me of like Opeth and shit like that.
Yeah,
so,
for sure. You can see the influence, definitely.
Exactly. That's why I like, because I love music like that. But like I love like riffs that hit you. Like and Tear Drinker, I don't know if you haven't listened to that song, listen to it. Trick, that shit is badass. As that guitar riff goes and you're like, yes, that shit could be iconic as fuck. And then with a catchy ass fucking chorus that's just amazing with that shit on top of it, dude, I'm done for. You've got my brain captured in your little doggy box because it's never I can't get it out of my head. I sing it every day.
You live here rent free in my head.
Yeah. You're welcome. Is it warm?
All right, so here's another question for just you guys. So what is a band that is like your unpopular opinion band that you will absolutely 100% defend no matter what?
Wham.
Wham.
Bro, why would you do this to me? I have friends watching my stream right now.
Okay, because I'll tell you mine. Like my band is fucking Kiss. I love Kiss, and I don't care what you think. Like, I absolutely will always love Kiss.
Ace Frehley came through my buddy's hometown not that long ago to go like he went to a thrift store.
Nice.
Centerville, Indiana.
Hell
It was
yeah.
like the biggest thing that ever happened in Centerville. Like, people were like, Ace Frehley, and like people were losing their minds about that shit. It's not a band, and it's not metal, and it's not rock, and it's Hobo Johnson.
Okay.
You know who that is?
I think so.
He did that.
When you said, I was like, huh?
Scones, the Peach Scone song.
No, I don't know that. I feel like I've heard the name Hobo Johnson, but
I feel it. Yeah.
He was the most viral shit. Yeah, really. They're in my chat right now, making fun of me. He was the most viral shit on Facebook for like a minute. He's playing like this song in his backyard, and people are they're doing a live performance of the song, and it's I don't know, man. Like, it just makes me feel okay for being like a poor white kid who was into music, and like I was like, oh man, he had a shitty upbringing as well.
I can relate to him.
Except I'm in my 30s and he's in his fucking 20s and he's a successful musician. Fuck you, man. I'm glad for you. Fuck you.
I mean, I'm not like fucking around.
So yours was seriously Wham then?
Yeah. Because I love George Michael's, man, and like Careless Whisper is one of my favorite fucking songs. Like,
Oh yeah.
Careless Whispers is the jam.
dude. It's been like my all-time favorite song since I was like 2, when I learned to sing the song. Like, because I would ride around in the car with my mom, and she would always listen to the radio station where all those songs would come. The Eagles, Elton John, George Michael's, all that shit, dude. So I grew up with all that. And then Careless Whisper was that fucking jam for me, dude. And I was in the process of like covering it. Like, I was gonna cover it, and then here came Seether, and I was like, well, I can't do better than that. So I guess they won.
Yeah, no, but like mine has always been Kiss because I know a lot of
Justin
people.
Timberlake. That's funny.
Justin Timberlake or Prince, fight me.
Prince is
but
funny.
like I know people give Kiss a lot of shit because of Gene Simmons. And it's like, you got to understand, I was never a Kiss fan because of Gene Simmons. I was a Kiss fan because of fucking Ace. And I was a Kiss fan because of Paul. So, you know, like, I don't understand how one person, well, I mean, I guess it can happen. Like, one person can tarnish, you know, but it's just like, dude, yeah, Gene's there. But, like,
Let me bring up Axl Rose real quick.
oh yeah,
why
okay.
everyone likes Guns N' Roses.
Well, see, I'm glad you brought that up because my fiance was just talking to me about, you know, she was like, what was one of the first riffs you ever learned how to play? And I was like, I don't know, fucking Smoke on the Water. She was like, oh, I really thought you were gonna say like Sweet Child of Mine. I was like, fuck no, I hate Guns N' Roses. Like, I can't stand Guns N' Roses at all.
Smoke on the Water comes with every guitar. Like, that riff in tabs comes with every guitar.
You know what the first song is I learned to play on the guitar was? I was taught by one of my friends. Was Her Ghost in the Fog by Cradle of Filth. And then I forgot it instantly because, like, he taught me how to play it that day, and I got it. And I was like, that's awesome! And I could never play like that for so... You know, I just wasn't look, anything in life is like this. When you think about doing something, you fuck it up way worse than when you just do it. Right?
Yeah.
It happens, and it happens with lawnmowers and everything else. Like, if you think about it too hard,
millions of Americans suffer from anxiety. Yes.
Same, right.
Right.
And like, so there's something you'll do that you can't recreate because at the time you just didn't give a shit, and you was like, yeah, you just did it, and it was amazing. That was that time. And then, but it's such a complex riff that, I mean, I forgot it quickly because I only played it a handful of times. You know what I mean? That didn't have a guitar for a little while, and bye.
Yeah.
But I think that's just an insane first song to learn how to fucking play. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Usually everyone goes from like Smoke on the Water to fucking Iron Man, and then like,
oh yeah, yep, this guy right here. Yeah, straight up.
dude, see, I'm learning like to play
Seven
shit like
Nation Army
Primus and stuff. You know what I mean?
Like my first 3 songs on guitar was Smoke on the Water, Iron Man, and then I learned fucking Paranoid. I was like, if I learn Iron Man, I have to learn Paranoid.
I'll be right back. I got a child's bladder and have to piss again.
Fair. I learned Seven Nation Army. That was a third riff I ever learned, and the first song I ever learned.
Right. Yeah, dude, that's one of those songs that I could absolutely do away with now because I'm a huge football fan, and it is the
Oh God, yeah.
I'm a Ravens fan, so yeah. And that song every single time they score, like that, and fucking now obviously I'm a Metallica fan, but that song and fucking Enter Sandman, if I never heard those 2 songs again, I'd be perfectly fine.
Quick unpopular opinion. I hate the Black Album.
From Metallica?
You know what? I wouldn't say that's too unpopular of an opinion because of reasons. Like, I get where you're going with it. I mean, okay, that's a question for... That's definitely a question. That's a question for sure. So what are, first of all, are you a Metallica fan?
I do like Metallica, yeah.
Okay. All right. So what album would you say is your, holy grail when it comes to Metallica?
Kill 'Em All.
Yeah, dude, Kill 'Em All is so fucking good.
Yes.
It's like the most Metallica album too.
Well, I would argue that Kill 'Em All and Puppets is 100%. And I would also say And Justice for All. Like the riffs on that fucking album are insane.
And
I'm not upset with that, yeah.
And for Kill 'Em All, they had your boy Mustaine. Mr. Dave. I don't give a shit, motherfucker. I don't care what you say.
To them all.
Yeah, toot them on. But no, I mean, all right. So him and I have had this conversation a million times. Like, I don't hate Megadeth. I just hate Dave's voice.
It's just I don't hate Exodus. I just can't stand his fucking voice.
Yeah.
But it's really ridiculous because he sounds like fucking Donald Duck when he fucking tries to fucking scream. And it's the same reason why I can't stand Knock Loose. It's when you have to make that fucking insane sound just to fucking be hardcore and scream.
That's a shame. Like, it's because, you know, I've seen Knock Loose live, and the thing that I said to him
Mickey
is like,
Mouse.
I was like, yo, if I would have known going into it, because they were headlining, if I would have known going into it that that's how he sounded, I would have left before they came on. Like, it's constant, that high pitched throughout everything, and it's like, bro, fuck.
But it's just funny how you can tolerate some shit like Exodus, but not some shit like Mustaine, because Mustaine's like way more toned down than the lead singer of Exodus, and that's
not
why I
fun.
just don't understand it.
It's not funny at all. Fucking Mustaine, he's like growling, "Hello, me, meet the real me." It's like, what? Wow, what are you doing?
Makes it work. That's what he's doing. He wasn't originally supposed to be a singer. He was supposed to be the guitarist for Metallica, but that shit didn't work the fuck out. And then he had to get revenge, so he had to make his bond and try to be better. And then he had to. Well, who was going to sing? I will.
You know what Megadeth never did though?
What?
They never went to therapy. I'm just throwing that out there, man. Like, they were all just used like, let's make metal and music and money. And everyone was like, yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
then Dave Mustaine was like, take all the money. I just want to kill them.
And mind you, like, Symphony of Destruction, the song you're talking about right there, isn't even like the song that defines him for me. It's shit like Hangar 18 and fucking Holy Wars and Polaris. Fucking like Rust in Peace is an amazing album for that, because they have all those songs on one fucking album. Like, so and Trust is such a great song from them.
Trust is a good song. Like, my absolute 100% without a shadow of a doubt favorite song by Megadeth ever is fucking She-Wolf. I love that fucking song.
Like, I did not like Atout Le Mans either. Like,
I
didn't dig it. You know what I mean?
I did.
Well, there you go. See, but everyone's got their thing. You know what I mean? And I'm a huge Megadeth. I love Megadeth. You know what I mean? But there's some shit that even for me, is a little much. Like, Symphony of Destruction is not my favorite song. You know what I mean? At all. I like the song if I'm not taking anything seriously. You know what I mean? Because then I just kind of make fun of it at the same time, because it's almost like it's not that fucking serious anyway. You know what I mean? But the like Hangar 18 and shit like that, like those I can't tolerate anyone trashing, because those are great songs, and the guitar work is fire.
Oh yeah, Hangar 18 is definitely like, okay. So here's my opinion on Megadeth.
No one cares. Well, I'm saying.
Oh yeah, everyone cares, because because everybody I've had this conversation with agrees with me 100%. Like, literally, it is absolutely insane to say that you don't like Dave Mustaine. There's no reason for it whatsoever. Dude is a phenomenal guitarist. He's an influential guitarist, and he's probably one of the most well-known metal guitarists. If he just wouldn't sing, I would, you know, but wait,
I want to weigh in on this real quick, because I really do like Megadeth, and like I've never been particular to go out of my way to listen to them, but like if they come on, I'm not gonna skip it because I like the vibe they put out.
Sure.
But Dave Mustaine is on next to no one's top 10.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like,
it's crazy to me.
But like, if you think about it, legitimately, no one's putting Dave Mustaine on their top 10,
Well-
guitarists of all time.
Well, so
which is crazy to me.
Which is even crazier because people are putting Hetfield on their top 10, and Hetfield is a monster rhythm guitar player, 100%. Like I've always wondered what Metallica would be if James sang and Dave was still the guitarist. Like, you know, I don't know. I mean, I think it goes without saying that Dave is the superior guitarist to James.
Oh,
but
to James, yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
For sure.
James is great. Not taking nothing away from him, but
No,
Mustaine
yeah,
is insane.
100%.
Like he created spider walking, and that shit is insane, dude. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
Like tried to be
Yeah,
explained. Like you ever seen Dave Navarro try to be taught spider walking from Dave Mustaine? Like when you see the
No, but I
moment
want
that
to.
someone's fucking brain just short circuits, it's when Dave Navarro was trying to learn how to spider walk from Dave Mustaine.
That's a guitar technique where like your fingers are moving up and down, but like away from each other, right? Like
Bro,
this kind of pattern. Do you know what I'm talking about?
yeah, it's like, and then it goes all the way up and down. The fucking dude, insane. This mother, and he created that. You know what I mean? Like Dave Mustaine created that style of playing. Like he's so good. He created his own goddamn style. Like he's got, how he's not anybody's top 10 is crazy, because even if you don't like him as a singer, obviously, because I like him singing the same way I like Les Claypool singing, right? They both can't sing for shit, but they do it. They make it work. Fuck, right? They make it work to their ability, whatever. But I wouldn't say they can sing.
That's the realest thing I've heard in so long.
But I wouldn't say they can
Mustaine
sing.
to Les
And I used to tell people all the time, dude, you don't gotta be able to sing good to make good music. Just do it. Fuck it. Like look at Les Claypool. I used to throw that out. And you could say look at fucking, Dave Mustaine, because they're not singers, you know what I mean? But Dave Mustaine is an insane guitar player. And the fact that the guitarist from Static X won like the best guitarist in the world, a fucking award, and then people are putting him on their top 10 is, I'm not saying he's a bad guitarist, but come on, dude, it's industrial metal and it's really easy power chords and shit. Like, you're not doing anything special. So how you win the best guitarist in the world award, and that was like on MTV or like some shit. It was like big. It was a big fucking deal when it happened. It was like 2010. I don't understand it. You know what I mean?
See, like that's why I 100% agreed with that that Jakey Lee story that we covered, where he was straight up thrashing, talking shit about fucking Yngwie, and I was like, yeah, no, I totally agree that it doesn't matter how fucking flashy you are, it doesn't matter how many scales you can do and how fast you can do them. That shit doesn't impress me. It never has. I don't
Yeah,
give
you can play 64 notes in a second, but who gives a fuck?
gives a fuck? Right? Like, I don't fucking care. Like,
Not even interesting notes.
Make up some real good shit to impress me, like for real though.
no, I mean, like for real, like I'd rather you play the slowest solo ever and make me feel that shit than sit there and just look what I can do,
Showboating,
okay.
you know what I mean? There's a lot of
I will
showboaters
now
in the world.
play Flight of the Bumblebee in E
There-
minor.
There are people that I've literally like auditioned to play with, and then was like, "Fuck that," because they can't pick up a guitar without doing the most epic, insane solo in between everything. And I'm like, "Shut the fuck up! Can we get something steady?" And it was just always like showboat. I'm like, "Get out! That's it. You're done. Can't do it.
Get out.
Fuck how good you are. Get out."
You're talking about like Nirvana's music theory, basically, where like it doesn't matter how good you are as a musician, as long as you can make someone feel something.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You don't hate Nirvana. You don't hate Nirvana.
He does.
I absolutely,
don't.
I absolutely hate Nirvana.
And you know what? We've never brought the story why, and tonight should be it, because we were supposed to be on another podcast. We didn't cover it. Why do you hate Nirvana?
Why are you
so much?
wrong?
Yeah, why are you wrong?
Why am I wrong?
Explain to us why you're wrong.
I will tell you why I'm wrong. So I 100% have never, will never see the appeal. I don't fucking get it. They are not special. They're not special. There is nothing that they have ever done for me. I'm not saying for the two of you. There's nothing that they've ever done for me that has made me fucking go, oh my God. Like, okay, again, I'm the person who can sit there and it doesn't matter if I don't like you, I can at least appreciate what you've done. Okay? Fucking, I appreciate the fact that they were pinnacle in creating the whole grunge movement. Good for fucking you. Nirvana is not what brought me to grunge. Fucking Alice in Chains is what brought me to. No. Fuck Pearl Jam too.
Fuck you, man.
Yeah.
Out of here.
What?
Yes. Not a fan. Anyway.
I'm taking crazy pills.
What's happening?
Thank you, Third
Yeah,
Trick.
no. But anyway, Alice in Chains is what got me to stick with grunge. But like I said, I just don't see the appeal. What is it that makes you guys sit there? You're wrong. What am I wrong about? No one's ever been able to tell me why I'm fucking wrong, just like I'm not able to tell you why they're not special to me. Tell me what the fuck it is that makes them special.
I wouldn't say they're special. That's not at all it. They were just.
But no, the thing is like everybody I've ever talked to has had that fucking reaction. You don't like Nirvana? What the fuck is wrong with you? Because they don't.
It's not also just that you don't like Nirvana. It's that when it comes up, it's always, I hate them, go fuck them, fuck them. When we first started talking about it, you would say shit like making fun of the fact that he killed himself. And that shit like is crazy to me that you would hate it that much and then could never explain why would you hate it that much. And then when you get the opportunity, you say, I just don't see what's so special about him. So that warranted all that extreme hate that you've been pushing at them this whole time.
Like I said, what the reason why I did that is because you and I are close. And the fact that you love them so much, I took it as an opportunity to get under your skin. Other than that, no, like I'm never happy that somebody fucking killed themselves. That's insane.
Oh,
the fact of them, no, I can't, dude. Come on, like yes.
The point is not that they're special. The point is that they made. Look, it was one of those things where you looked at it. It was really simple. It was really simple music, right? There was deep meanings to everything. It was really thought out, but. Like, Kurt was he's a weird person. He was a weird dude. He was shy and not all at the fucking same time. You know what I mean? He was making this crazy good music. And it was like he couldn't even play guitar and sing very well at the same time. So a lot of times they had another guitarist getting it done behind the scenes while he sang, which is fine because I get that. I get that not being able to play the guitar and sing or whatever, but not letting it stop you. You know what I mean? The thing that I liked about Kurt Nirvana is, again, it's simple, but one, they were making your head move, and two, there was deep meanings behind a lot of the shit. There was a lot of thought put into it, but nothing had to be fucking extravagant. Nothing had to be extravagant, and it was grunge, it was dirty, and Kurt really didn't give a fuck to want to be famous, but then he was stuck in this famous world, right? He was anytime I was growing up and you never wanted to see people sell the fuck out, shit like that, or change music just because of the money, and you really wanted to see people who really just loved music, and those are the people that you wanted to keep in your heart. And that was Kurt, and what killed it for Kurt was the fame and how much people wanted them to be special, right? Yeah. And he even hated the fact that people thought they were that special because he knew they weren't that great, right? That he would untune his guitar and play everything all fucked up, and no matter what he did, everyone would cheer, and that's what made him hate doing music. Yeah, this is the shit that I respect and loved about Nirvana. But at the same time, the songs were good, and it wasn't like always the ones that were on the fucking radio either, right? There was so many hidden gems that they never played all the time. You know what I mean? And then those songs got shoved down everybody's throat. You know what I mean? It was just those songs, and that's it. Yeah, and over again, they lose. You know, you get sick and fucking tired of hearing those songs. You know, but there was so much more, and their live shows were great. He thought out that shit. They were funny. They were good. They were great. But again, he's just real fucked up, right? Because he would make comments like he'd make comments about like Jerry Garcia, right?
Yeah.
He hated Jerry Garcia because apparently he met Jerry Garcia and there was like the biggest meth rock in the world in the museum. And Jerry looked at him and said, with that, we could start our own religion.
Yeah.
And from there, he was like, I fucking hate Jerry Garcia. And that's why in his fucking diary, he wrote like give me the blood of fucking Jerry Garcia and shit like that. But this was like, Kurt was exploding in his own head. And then he was on heroin and all this shit. And he was fighting so hard. And then, his demise fucking happened from it, right? And it's one of those bands that pop up, and they were great because they didn't want to be, and they were trying to get their fucking real emotions and feelings out there, you know what I mean? And you have Dave Grohl, which, I mean, turns out to be amazing no matter what because of all the shit that he's done and how iconic he is, you know what I mean?
Yes, 100% I will give you that. Dave Grohl is amazing. Like I said, so I totally agree with you in the fact that all of their more mainstream stuff has been 1000% shoved down everybody's throat.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times, and if all three of us can relate to being a guitarist, how many times people have come up, oh, you play guitar? Play Smells Like Teen Spirit. How about you play Smells Like Go Fuck Yourself?
But you know what's funny is Kurt Cobain would agree with you on everything you said because he also 100% couldn't stand that fucking song.
Yeah.
Because of what it became, right? So
I mean, I guess
real quick, can I break something down?
Yes.
Just culturally speaking about music and Nirvana got popular in 95, 96? A little bit after?
Yeah, well, real popular, yeah. Like 94.
So we'll say they hit it in the early to mid 90s, that's when they
100%.
became
sure.
recognizable. So think about metal music at the time. You have Metallica, I love Metallica, but I think we could all agree that there's a formula to their music. Very long intro, intricate guitar parts. There is a structure of verse, chorus, verse, chorus, solo, outro.
Yeah.
So,
I guess it's one of those things when you find something that works, you stick with it,
Yeah, for sure. They still doing it today.
Right.
So Nirvana comes out and they're playing this music that's very counterculture to popular metal, and younger people getting into it. They're obviously not into it, and they're looking for bands that will that'll represent them and the way they feel about society and the artistry of the music. In the mid 90s, no one cares about Kill 'Em All, the whole kill the posers, all that shit. It's really not as relevant. And even Metallica will tell you, that's why we took a turn in our music and made the Black Album.
Sure.
So,
absolutely, yes.
Everyone's looking for this new fork in the road, where are we going to turn? And Nirvana and really Seattle in general just pop up with grunge music, and they're letting everyone know this is West Coast artistry. This isn't metal, but this is still us being fucking angry, and this is our answer to hardcore and to punk rock and to metal and to your fucking solos and your punk ass deals with Les Paul guitars and fuck you, I'm playing a Stratocaster, and that's all I care about.
Yeah.
So it's Nirvana gets popular as counterculture, the same way punk rock got popular when music scenes were being flooded with Nazis and shit like that. It's the answer to the toxicity of the music. It's the counterculture. I think that we could all agree that in the mid 90s, metal music was super fucking stale. Because you think about who's killing it in the mid 90s, fucking Slayer. Ew.
Right. I agree 100%.
I
think that's why Nirvana gets popular then.
Yeah.
But and let's just to add to that, you got to remember grunge is coming off of out of 1989 and on. You know what I'm saying? Is really when it started getting big in the mid 90s, and Nirvana's a big reason for that. So I guess why it's special to people is because they were a core feature of this scene, right? And then you
It's
had
the staple of
right.
grunge music. Like, I
Well,
feel like
yeah,
everyone
no,
would agree with that.
So yes, again, and like I said, let me make that clear. I'm not ignorant to that. I 100% can agree with that.
But that's
And
the only reason on why people would be over the top on that they're special is because you know how someone they're like the originator or they're like the reason for something and then they're the god, like they're untouchable now, like you know what I mean, like that's where that comes from. And it's not to say like, oh, they're untouchable because no one has ever made better music than them.
No,
It's the movement and everything that he said, you know what I'm saying, like that's it's just more, it's a little more than just the surface level music, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I guess, you know, when you're coming out of like what 85 to 89, you're in that thrash metal, but you're also really you're stuck with the glam bands, which I
and the hair
have
metal,
no
and the hair
the hair metal, and I have no problem with that either. But you know, so I guess it was for the people who didn't want to be, you know, too quote unquote pussified for that, didn't want to be, you know, held down by the hardcore and, you know, just super
hair
angry
metal
crowd.
is it's marketable.
Yeah,
You know,
for sure. Yes.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Hair metal is the boy bands of metal.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I understand that it gave everyone else. It was music for everyone else. Let's say it that way. You know, it gave everyone else their place. You know, but I mean, like I said, to me, when you try to put someone like Kurt Cobain up against fucking somebody like Lane Staley, how the fuck? Like, Lane was just leaps and bounds better in every aspect. He was a better singer. His lyrics were better. Like, like I said, I don't get it.
That only is if you have to put people against, like if you have to go verse and verse, like this guy against this guy. But it shouldn't be that way.
No, I right, but it's what I'm saying. That's the way it is for me. Like like I said, that's why. Like I said, I don't understand why everybody.
But see, like
their
in
fucking
both
load
the
over
bands have stories that are like deep, right? Nirvana, Alice in Chains. These are what makes grunge. What the Pearl Jam. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. This is what makes the grunge scene. Like you can't say I like grunge and not say these bands. If you say you hate Alice in Chains or whatever, it's like that's fucking crazy to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they are that scene. They are that that anti-culture. You know that. We're not here to get fucking famous. We're here to make music, you know? This is what we feel. This is our feelings, you know? And the thing, if you think about it, they're kind of one and the same. They're fucked up. They're fucked up on drugs. They're making great ass music and they're not dealing with it the correct way. They both end up dead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like Lane Staley, like the funny thing about Lane Staley is like his mom didn't even know he was famous.
Right.
Until he died.
Wild.
Until he died, she had no idea. And then you know, she knew he was in a band or whatever. She didn't know how big it was until people started coming up to her like, "Oh, you're Lane's mom." Like that's fucking crazy. And like not know your son is like one a heroin addict, and you know, it's fucking crazy. Like both of their stories are insane, and I think you can find problems with both of them, but you cannot blame the sick for being sick either. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people like, oh, it's fucked up. Kurt would say some shit like that. Yeah, it was also fucked up. Kurt was shooting up a bunch of fucking heroin in his arm, and that wasn't probably making him think the best. You know what I mean?
Right.
But the one thing that he had, and the one thing that he could get out crystal clear, and the one thing he can get out without any tarnish is his fucking music. You know? We can hold that for fucking ever, and it stays forever because he died about it. You know. And he died, you know, because of it, if you want to say.
Yeah.
Because he was scared that his music was going to become like a corporate anthem.
Yeah,
almost.
Exactly.
Right.
And then how is he supposed to leave
his
it all
music
behind?
to go the way of the Ramones?
Yeah, then he doesn't want to do it. And how is he supposed to leave everything behind now? You know, and what's going to happen with his daughter? And then he fucking helped Courtney Love with their fucking stupid band.
Right. I mean, so like...
She's a dumpster fire.
She is a dumpster fire, dude. Like
Yeah.
if Sid and Nancy, Sid and Nancy number 2 is Kurt and fucking Courtney.
Yeah.
It's a fucking horrible ass relationship,
Why does she always look sticky?
Because she's sticky. She's sticky.
Why are you so sticky?
We call her Miss Sticky Body.
Gross.
No,
Like-
gross is right.
I mean, so do you think? Let me get your guys' opinion on this. Then, do you think like that way of thinking, like not wanting to sell out and not wanting to be that guy and all? Like, do you think that was maybe like the precursor for? And I'm not saying that he was. I'm saying, do you think that maybe that was the precursor for what we now know as fucking elitism? To where, if you're making shit that's popular and it's on the radio, then you're a fucking sellout. Fuck you. It's like
The problem with that pro idea, where you have to be pro one thing or the other without any understanding of the other side, is elitism. Period. Right? It's even if it's I'm anti-elite, being a straight up elitist, because then it's everything that is fucking wrong, right? But you
taking the stance is contrary to the statement.
And some people start music as they got a talent and they're making a business out of it, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, because a smart person makes a business out of things he can do. And if that's what you want to do, that's what you're in it for, that's cool. I think the problem comes in with me is when people lie about it, and try to sell you something like a message that they're against something and actually for it. That's my issue. But that elitist bullshit is a problem on either side.
Yeah.
But I think that elitism really starts with Metallica.
What?
Explain.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, Kill 'Em All, man.
Oh, okay.
It's literally an album made about like, killing fucking hair metal dudes.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
they were like OG gatekeepers.
Oh, I'm sure they were.
This is fucking metal, bro. This is what metal will be.
Don't you think
You
we
see
all
this jean
were,
jacket I'm wearing right now?
We all, when we were younger, were elitist one way or the other. It is like, whatever we were about, fuck everything else. And that was that, dude. Like, there was no seeing nothing. When I was younger, it was crazy, dude.
Right.
Yeah, I just think that, like, I think that Metallica's, like, original, like, rise is based off of gatekeeping.
Yeah. But you gotta.
I mean,
being
but
based off that, it
I
sounds
love
really
Grohl,
good.
don't get me wrong.
at the time, that's what the scene, especially where they were at, was hungry for. So, I mean, again, like, are they at fault for giving the people what they wanted? No. I mean, because at the end of the day, like you said, a lot of people slam the fucking Black Album the same way that they slam Saint Anger and talk about a fucking dumpster fire. Holy crap.
And you know what's fucked up is I love that album.
But the
Yeah,
thing,
bro, I love Dead Snares.
I loved that album. I just like the songs, I don't.
The thing about Metallica, for the most part, was that they never gave a fuck what anybody else thought. They did what they did because they wanted to do it. Like, I mean, and I guess, and I'll put it out there so everybody can hear me say it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Nirvana had that same idea. We don't give a fuck. We're going to do what we want to do because we want to do it.
Sure.
And that's dope. That's cool.
Look, everyone's problem always began with the fact that they listen to the music and they go, what's special about it? It's really simple. What's there to it? But below the surface is a lot of layers that you don't necessarily see, right? But that's everyone's starting problem. I listen to it, just basic. You know what I mean? And then they're like hearing everybody that loves them, and then they're hating on the fact that they love them so much. And just like our one friend who hates everything that's popular, even if it's great. You know what I'm saying? That shit starts to happen. You know what I mean?
Gotta love people like that.
I'm just saying, but that's how it goes. And then a person doesn't understand, like you, and then you slowly it starts to fuck them. I hate them, because you're sick and tired of people in your face about it without having a conversation. They're just mad at you because you don't like them and never explain to you what the appeal is or what the deal is or why we back them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like that was always my problem, because like I said, let me make it clear. I am not one of those people who hates something because it's popular. To me, that's fucking stupid. That was always supposed to be the like. Okay, no, that's not right. I was going to say that was always supposed to be the goal, but no, for some bands that wasn't the goal.
Right.
It was just to do the music that they wanted.
Sometimes it just fucking happens, you know?
Yeah, sometimes it did, right.
Metallica is another good reason for that, because they did, when in Kill 'Em All, they were doing that fucking interview, they had no idea. They didn't think, they were just some shitty band that was playing some fucking music, and they probably won't have a big house or nothing like that, says James Hadden. I'm looking at him like, you stupid fucks, you're in 1986. If you know where you're about to be in 20 years, you would shit yourself.
It's like I said,
they're like the staple of life at this point.
Okay, all right. So
40 years.
Yeah, right.
They've been around for, yeah.
So let me ask you something here, Trick, because me and Acid were talking about this, right? So one of the guys who everybody arguably loves, has no issue with whatsoever, is Ozzy Osbourne. Can we all agree on that? Can we all agree that we fucking love Ozzy?
I love Ozzy.
I really don't have a problem with Ozzy. I like a lot of the albums he's put out. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
That's the point. Like, even if you don't like fuck with Ozzy heavily, right? There's no like, I fucking hate him.
So let's also say that one of the big problems and one of the things that's always brought up by fucking elitists or just people in general is that nobody ever wants to see metal go mainstream, correct? Like, it's like, oh, it's music for the people, by the people. Fuck everybody else, you know?
So many different ways.
But it has, exactly. And like I said, what I said to Acid is, yo, think back as far back as you can. One of the very first people to ever be invited onto a fucking talk show was fucking Ozzy Osbourne. And nobody had a fucking problem with it because it was Ozzy. Like, where's the fucking disconnect? Where's the problem?
A lot of people had problems with Ozzy Osbourne in like the 70s and 80s.
Well,
he was a pretty controversial person.
Yeah.
For that time.
I think that when you get to the 90s and you're talking about like No More Tears, you know, like that's a different Ozzy.
Oh, for sure.
He's putting out different music.
Sure, but he was but at the same time, like the things that he was controversial for, like one was pissing in the Alamo, right?
Yeah.
And the other one was biting a bat head off on accident, because
which wasn't his fault.
He didn't know it was a live bat. People throw up rubber bats, he bites their heads off. That was a routine.
Right.
Someone threw a real bat up, he bit its head off. Not his choice to go, let's just kill animals. You know what I mean? Like, so the things that he was hated for was stuff he didn't even do. Like, a lot of things Manson was first hated for was rumors. That you didn't even, all right, you're going to stand him because he took out his own rib. No,
the thing with Ozzy, though, is he's got this huge jaded history of doing shocking things. Like, he's the first in his genre to be as outlandish as he was. You know, snorting the line of ants, drinking Nikki Sixx's piss.
Right, yeah.
The bat thing. I think I also heard he ripped the head off a dove.
Yeah, he ripped the head off. Okay, so he bit the head off a bat. He ripped the head off a dove, and then there's another fucking outlandish thing that was said, that he refused to play a show until somebody broke a fucking puppy's neck. Which, because it's Ozzy, it's like, oh well, that has to be true. No.
Yeah. He also got stupidly high and killed his cat.
I don't know about that one, but
wait, he actually shotgunned the cat to death?
Did he?
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
He's talked about that.
I never heard it. That's a great story.
Yeah,
he's just like, I was doing so many drugs.
I still fight with him.
Yeah. Till this day.
I mean, like, I like Crazy Train, but I don't like Crazy Train for Ozzy. I'm gonna be real with you.
Right.
That's fair, I guess.
I like Ozzy's music, but not for Ozzy. because he's always aligned himself with incredible musicians.
Oh, straight up.
He
Straight
is
up.
an amazing singer, and I
Yeah.
think that as far as like a metal singer goes, he's like he's the baseline. Like you have to be as good or recognize his talent
Yeah.
to go forth.
Right.
Yeah.
I just don't think that like I've never just jumped out and been like, it's an Ozzy day.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
I've
I
definitely
have with
had those
so
days.
many things.
I've had those
you know,
days.
And
Yeah.
Ozzy's been like, and everything over the years that I listened to, like before I was like, I got into Ozzy Osbourne, like has always been around on other people's shit, and everything he's been on there, I've loved. Like at the same time. But then like Ozzy comes out with a song in 2019. What was that song called again?
Under the Graveyard.
Under the Graveyard. Have you heard it?
Great fucking song.
Amazing fucking song.
Great
And he's
song.
coming out with it 2019. I'm like, God damn, dude, you're still doing this? Like,
Still going.
such a great song. And like, No More Tears was a great fucking song too.
in 2006, he put out that cover album,
Mhm.
and I
Yeah.
think that that's probably the best thing he ever worked on.
Really?
Like I feel like the
Wow,
covers he
that's-
did, it's like a true testament to like his vocal chops, like him
Yeah.
as a singer,
Right.
him as a musician.
Okay.
I think that like that's the best thing he's ever done, because it wasn't Ozzy Osbourne music. It wasn't Zakk Wylde writing amazing
Sure.
riffs and fucking constructing great songs with a bunch of producers. It was Ozzy being like a frontman, being a singer.
I mean, so I totally agree with it. Like, and I've had that conversation too. Ozzy is a genius because he was able to align himself with so many great musicians. Like, if you look at if you look at the fucking the list, man, fucking Tony Iommi, Randy Rhoads, Zakk Wylde, Gus G, fucking Jakey Lee. It doesn't get any better. It just doesn't,
True.
But that's a testament, those guys wanting to be with fucking Oz says something.
But you know what else is how he used his influence to help other bands coming up
Oh yeah,
as well.
fucking
Like, he makes it and then
Ozfest.
he like brings, you know what I'm saying, helps get eyes on other people within the, you know what I'm saying? He's helped so many people. And I think
Yeah.
that's also fucking dope.
Yeah,
Here's my controversial opinion about Ozzy.
Sure.
I don't think he's a good artist.
No?
I think he's a great marketer. And I think that Sharon Osbourne is really the reason he peaked as high as he did in his career.
oh of course.
Oh,
I'm saying that
He'd be dead
unabashedly,
if it
like,
wasn't for her.
Oh, if it, yeah, right, right.
He'd be
for
dead.
sure.
Yeah.
But like, he took metal and he made a business.
Yeah.
And like really created an empire.
Yeah,
I feel like we can all agree with that.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, he wasn't being an artist. Like he wasn't pushing boundaries anymore. He wasn't you can only do the shock stuff for so long. So like when the shock wears off, you have to present yourself as an actual talented artist. And like I said, he's a very talented musician. I think he's a great singer, but I don't think that he has the chops to write something that's gonna like change the world. I think that in the 80s, and Black Sabbath was like the 70s, right?
Yeah.
Black Sabbath was 70s. Yeah,
Yeah, so like in the 70s and 80s, I feel like he was very progressive in his lyrics, but at the same time the bar was kind of low.
well,
I would say that like in the late 90s and early 2000s, when we noticed that he had peaked and was on a musical decline, like we weren't seeing him write anything that was profound. We weren't seeing him like there was no rattle.
But the music that was coming out, you could still enjoy it.
Yeah, for sure.
Every
yeah,
time,
right.
And then Ozzy
Because
was
he's a
enjoyable.
great singer.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah,
and then when you got Ozzy as a person, you were like, I like him as a person. Like,
I mean, the argument is still till this day that Sabbath is, the rock for everything that we know today that is heavy metal. You know, they were about as progressive got. You know, the whole thing with Tony Iommi, you know, his fingers and all that, like down tuning their guitars, like, you know, it's like I said,
tones and
yeah,
but
right.
you know what? And then like, there were people that were like, there's other bricks too. Like people leave out like Iron Butterfly, Deep Purple, but they're fucking like they're heavy ass
Deep
shit.
Purple was so good.
But back then they were so heavy because of the fucking, you know, the heavy distortion. That, you know what I'm saying, which we have all today, right? And I think like everyone says like, oh, the building blocks it's always metal today is because of one band. And you know what I'm saying? And they always leave out that shit. And I'm like, but no, because Deep Purple and Iron Butterfly definitely had an influence with all that shit as well, dude. Like, because they're pretty fucking hard for their time. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But I think that Black Sabbath was like the first breakthrough.
100.
Same thing with Nirvana being 100%. The breakthrough for grunge.
I do. Yeah. I'm just saying, people always, no one like they don't get the fucking just deserves. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
but I don't want to listen to a 45-minute guitar solo. Goddamn.
I don't.
For what?
Fucking Deep Purple, bro.
Oh, Deep Purple. Yeah. I hear you.
I know.
I hear you.
You know who had great long ass songs? The band Yes.
Yeah.
Like the early shit was
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
I think now the most progressive I get is Tosin Abasi from Animals as Leaders.
Yeah, I had a feeling you were going to say Tosin. I had a feeling.
I'm just bored of Meshuggah and
I get that.
Angel Vivaldi. I don't care.
Yeah,
I just want to see Tosin Abasi reach his fingers around like 17 strings.
Like,
I want to see Volbeat play Shotgun Blues live.
Yeah, I know.
That's such a good fucking song, dude. God.
But like I was like, as far as like progressive got, like I was, and I know everybody's gonna be like, oh, that's such a fucking typical answer. I know, but for me, it was fucking Dream Theater. Like fucking love Dream Theater. Always had, always will.
Dream Theater, Opeth, 3, Between the Buried and Me.
Yeah.
I fucking love 3. I've never heard anyone else say their name.
The only reason I know them is because, one, they were on the Music Choice channel, and then I saw them live with Opeth and Dream Theater. And Between the Buried and Me. I saw that live show.
Are you an angel from the ground?
Dude, that guy is amazing. Joey Eppard is fucking... Which
I
is
love
funny.
The custom percussion, too, that they have.
Dude, they had 2 percussionists. When I saw them live, they had two drummers playing 2 different drum kits. God, it was fucking insane, dude. It was crazy the shit they were producing. And this motherfucker just going insane on this acoustic guitar and singing his face off. And the whole band just got like, dude, the fucking dude on keyboard, his whole keyboard came off like a big blade. And he holds it in his fucking hand like a, dude, it's insane. Like, it's such a good show, man. But that progressive shit I love. And there's I forget the name of the band now, but when I remember, I'll let you guys know. But I love progressive music.
So here's a question for you guys. Who's a singer? Doesn't exactly have to be metal. Like singer or singers that you will absolutely like fight somebody over if they talk shit about. Like who's your guy? Because I have 2. And like I said, it's not metal, but
you'll actually fight somebody over?
Like if somebody were to like talk shit about it, it's like, how could you fucking say that?
Dude, what's his name from Asking Alexandria?
Oh, fucking Danny Warsnap.
Yeah. He's such a talented singer. And like that last album they put out, it's fantastic.
Dude, Alone Again is so great, dude.
Yeah, Alone in the Room is so
Alone
good.
Again. Alone Again. But Alone in the Room is great,
that's
too.
The album. Is that the album name?
No.
I'll be real with you.
That's the name of the big song on there. on the last
It's not
album.
called Alone in the Room.
Yeah.
He was talking about the album, the name of the album.
No, I'm talking about the name of the song.
No, he
Oh.
was talking about. Yeah. Do you know? Does anybody?
I don't know the name of the album, but like I'm the worst with names.
Yeah.
Jared Leto, okay, bye now. Nice. Fuck it.
Dude,
Jared
you
Leto.
know what? I'll stand on that hill with you.
Yeah, fuck it.
30 Seconds of Mars is amazing.
Jared Leto is an amazing person. I mean,
Yeah.
as with talent wise. I don't know him personally, so I don't know his like routine and his shit, but I do know that I loved him in like Requiem for a Dream, which was a fucking terrible movie, but he was great in it. And
Fucking American Psycho.
American Psycho.
Yeah.
Fucking.
So good.
All right, so for you, it's just is it just Danny Warsnap? Is that it?
I'll say Danny Warsnap and Jared Leto. I'll give him that one. Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna go with Jonathan Davis and Corey Taylor.
Do
you
people
can't
not
fuck with
like-
Corey Taylor.
Oh yeah, Corey Taylor. Yeah.
But do people not like Jonathan Davis?
There are people that don't like Jonathan.
There
Davis.
there are people. I mean, there's people who don't like Korn. Like I'm
him.
not a huge fan of Korn, but I appreciate them.
I love Korn. They're the whole reason I'm sitting here with you guys right now.
I like Korn. I like vegetables.
I like their
I
Christmas
live in
album.
the corn. I
Jingle
must listen.
bells.
So for me, it's fucking Steve Perry from fucking Journey, and I don't give a fuck. Like 100% Steve Perry,
Alright.
and fucking Phil Collins. Like
Nice.
fucking love Phil Collins.
I love Phil Collins, but I'm mad that he killed Disney musicals.
Like
Bastard.
I don't know. Like I've just I don't know. Steve Perry's voice is fucking amazing to me. Like
You want to hear something that's fucking ridiculous? Now, this kind of goes back
Always.
to ridiculous. This kind of goes back to the whole
Ridiculous.
Mayhem thing we were talking about, where you get to see a bunch of bands at once. You know what I mean? And it's awesome because you get to get like 20 bands in a day. Also, the flip side of that is then you see a band you wanted to see and then forgot you saw them because of all the other bands you saw, and it kind of got buried in between with all the years you've gone, because I was like, man, I really want to I can't wait till I can finally see Mushroomhead live. And I was like, damn, I did see them. This was like, after I had said it 100 times to 100 different people, I was like, why do I feel like I saw them, motherfuckers? And I'm like, oh yeah, Straight Line Stitch, Mushroomhead, fucking Machine Head, Unearthed, Red Fang. I was like, oh fuck, I did see them. Get the fuck out of here.
I would have gone that year just for Unearth.
oh
They
yeah,
were great,
Unearth
dude.
is dope.
They were
Unearth
great,
is
dude.
so good.
They were great.
What's your favorite Unearth song?
I don't have one.
I'm
I
asking him.
don't follow them like that.
Oh, bro,
fuck
it's
with him.
Zombie Autopilot.
No,
Like, there's
fucking
no
like
like,
it.
I knew you were gonna say it.
It's the correct answer.
What I can't remember. Is it yeah, but that fuck? Is it
Yabba dabba dabba.
Where has this podcast gone? Straight to shit, you know? Why are you guys still here? We've picked up viewers. I'll be damned.
they went to Flintstones. No, their song. Did they have a song called Crow Killer?
I could Google it.
Yeah, that might help.
Crow's a trash
'Cause
bird.
Trash birds. Oh, fucking trash boys away. Damn
Rob
trash.
Zombie has a song called Crow Killer.
Does he?
Oh, nope, they do. Unearth.
They
Yep.
do. Yep. Okay. Yeah. That's my favorite song by them. Crow Killer. Love that fucking
Okay.
song.
Did you guys ever listen to Red Fang?
Nah.
Who?
Red Fang. They're
What?
this awesome band that kind of reminds me of like the essence of like Black Sabbath style like guitar playing, right? With some really awesome like dope vocals, like powerful shit. You know what I mean? And if you love metal, you love this style, right? And then their music videos are fucking hilarious. Like there's one where they're like drinking a bunch of beer in a car, right? I know this sounds really fucked up, right? But they're up to like their chest and beer cans and shit, and they see these kids LARPing, right? And they're like,
Lord.
hey, Gandalf, nice dress. And he's like, fuck you. So they get pissed off and they go home and they take all their beer cans and make fucking swords and hammers and shit. And they go fight them with it. But they're like killing them because all their shit's really sharp. Like murdering everybody. Dude, hilarious. And the music is just fucking awesome. And when I saw that shit live, it was the first time I heard it. And they were amazing live. They sounded exactly like they sound, you know what I'm saying? Like, live as they do on their album. And I think that's fucking fire. And they're just great music.
Yeah.
So you guys are pretty well versed in like subcultures and metal and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so I'm going to assume you've heard of Necrogoblicon.
Yeah, I have. And the videos are hilarious, dude.
I'm not even gonna
Yes,
lie.
dude. Oh my god, the videos are so
The
good.
videos are great, dude.
Did you say you haven't heard of them?
I haven't.
They're
You have
dope,
homework.
dude. They're
I have
yeah, you
homework.
have check them out. They're dope, dude.
They're like, they sound like Black Dahlia Murder, but sped up.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Holy crap.
Shit. And when you hear Goblin, when you hear the dude's voice, you're like, yeah, I get it. You know what I mean? Because that's like the whole dude. They nail it. You know,
I'm here for this.
I'm
So
here for it.
The only goblin thing, and I can't believe I'm about to say this, fucking my buddy is like super big into going to like fucking thrift stores and shit. Like 100% is like one of those thrift store fucking kids, and he
A lot of people just cringe at their TV.
He
What's
texts
wrong
me,
with this?
right? He texts me and was like, "You're never gonna believe what I found on my haul today," and I was like, "What?" And fucking
This diamond encrusted codpiece.
no, dude, it's a fucking CD of a band called Goblin Cock, and I was like, why? Like what possessed you to go? I have to have that.
I don't know. Same thing that
I would've
possessed
done
people to like get the butthole surfers. You know?
I mean, I guess
I'd have bought it.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, there was a bluegrass speed metal band I saw live called Uncle Fucker, and they were dope.
Uncle Fucker.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's a hard name to sell.
Dude, they were great. They were great.
Imagine
dude.
putting that on a flyer.
I mean, they had a fiddle player and everything, dude. Bluegrass speed metal, and it was great.
I once played a show with my buddy, and he pulled out his accordion and started playing with us.
Nice. So what? So like some fucking Ailstorm shit?
We called it Death Cordian.
Deathcore.
Listen, my the band that I had that was really doing like gonna do some shit was Necro Serious, because dead serious, you know. So,
yeah, dead serious. Yeah.
That's good.
right.
Clever.
Yeah.
It's clever.
It like came up because I was talking about something and like I use it as an example and I'm like, wait, that's great. It's pretty good. But then
Good
like
stuff.
the like little theme about it, you know what I'm saying? Was there were songs that was like, you know, have to do with like death and dead shit. Like, you know what I mean? And it wasn't like too like saturated. I mean, there was a song about fucking dead people that like that had to happen.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, there's a necrophilia song. It just happened purely because it needed to.
Big time dead fucking.
Not a serious song, but a song nonetheless. Just to like, God,
We
damn,
never really
why?
fuck dead bodies. That'd be
Yeah,
crazy.
we don't really
right?
do that. You know what I mean?
Right?
But it had to happen because necro was in the name, so it was just one of those. It was like that lead up, you know. Alcohol was involved,
Yeah.
I respect it.
you know. But it was crazy because we had a variety of fucking music. Like it was insane, like how different that shit got.
So, how much longer do you guys think we're gonna go?
Probably not too much longer, to be honest, because I was gonna think
Yeah.
about calling it soon.
I was gonna say I'm sweating pretty bad.
Yeah,
You're
Damn, that's
sweating?
Yeah.
big sweating, dude. Some people are big pimping. ThirdxTrick is big sweat.
Big sweating.
Yo, no, that's
I
awesome.
don't
I
want to
think
show the underboob sweat.
So I think we've had a great show, and the reason why I wanted to do it this way, where we didn't get together and just plan out a bunch of bands to talk about and stuff, is I just wanted to have a chill session where we all just got together and talked about our experiences in music and metal and all that shit, so everyone could meld. So if we have you back on the show, we already know where we stand with everything. If you want to ever come back, you know what I'm saying? But I think this has been super enjoyable. The stories have been amazing. It's one of those things you can relate to.
Oh yeah, man.
My chat says Goblin Cock is kind of dope.
It is totally 100% fucking subjective. Like, it's all one who you ask.
Hell yeah, Dale. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, Dale.
A little shout out there for you, Dale. Rolled to attack.
Hell yeah, man.
Well, the third. So sorry,
I am the third.
had a Biden moment. Thank you so much for coming on, dude. I really, really appreciate it, dude. It's been amazing. It's been
Had a
lot of
blast,
fun.
bro.
Dude, thanks for having me on. This is fun.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah, man.
Well, you have a wonderful night, and we will catch you again soon, yeah?
Yeah.
Later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.